crunch to the center of the map. You might not be able to see it in the bottom right there, but folks, it is just northeast center from Neo Tilted. Everyone is going to get pushed together into the city.
Dice la lavadora, te va a salir todo, no estás jugando con él. Dice, te vas a embarrar, está sucio.
Hello. Así no se traba. Yo había manejado un 90 con un reverse a la reverse B.
Ahora sí ya solos.
Ya son solos.
Hay unos cuantos pesos de juego.
Unos cuantos miles de millones de pesos.
3 millones ya vi que son como 70 millones.
¿Cuántas partidas van a hacer?
Son 6.
6 partidas.
6 partidos, manches.
Pero no, hasta no se quiere que se acaben.
Storm Surge coming to play, and Dr. Luke, we haven't really touched on that yet today. Inform the viewers at home as to exactly what this is. So Storm Surge is a mechanic to prevent players from potentially sitting and not engaging.
¿Quién sabe?
If there are a
¿Por qué no haces grande la
certain
pantalla?
at this point,
Se va a mover
the circle closes. People are going to start to take 25 damage every tick. That's 5 seconds, unless they're over the threshold for the amount of damage done in the lobby. It's a way to encourage players to get engaged in fights without having to force anybody.
Yo me los hemos visto en chiquito cuando hacemos puros cuadritos.
Pero cuando tienes muchas pantallas.
Como sabes que ahorita no va a ser más pantallas. El Gaborebe también está transmitiendo. El precioso.
Ni siquiera vimos un cuate subiendo esa partida.
Pues después te digo, así de seguro sí la subió.
Players above the damage threshold sitting pretty right now. But players below it,
A lo mejor no pueden transmitir. A lo mejor no pueden transmitir ahí.
No, pero pudieron haber grabado la partida y después subirla. Así, o sea, lo que están viendo ellos. Pues de hecho ahí no pueden transmitir ellos. Es mundial. Y los otros nada más son como eventos. Hay premios, pero son eventos. No es como que, uy. Ya está bien. Ahorita regreso.
No, que se está pelando.
¿Cuántos? Blanco, ¿verdad?
Chocolate blanco.
Not the favorite for a spray weapon. Great at tap fire at a distance, though. We can have dead center. Screen. Mr. Savage did just get an elimination down on him often. Mr. Savage still alive in this one, looking to bounce back from yesterday. I know Mr. Savage wasn't too happy with the final performance. Kurtz still, we saw the player piece on him from Brazil, trying to rep for his family classical elimination there as well on the Twins. And Storm Surge is now active. The player is still above. So people will begin taking damage. That's a solid chunk with that common tactical shotgun. But another player begins to throw their name in the hat. But Kurtz, no more shield left. We'll back up to the moment. At this point with the circle where it is, we've got 60 seconds before things start to close. And I would say maybe a third of the field is still outside of the next safe zone. You can see a lot of players pushing to late. You have to realize if you're watching at home, if you're here at Arthur Ashe Stadium, competitive Fortnite is very much about late game strategy and positioning. 74 players right now remaining does not surprise us in the slightest, to be honest, especially with how much money is on the line. Arians goes down. Can start picking up that one, but not enough damage dealt. You see the Storm Surge. 2 more players did get eliminated. I think he just got up now as players began to drop. So Wakey went down to the Storm, Skype elimination onto Astonish. We are 1 player away from the end of Storm Surge, and there it is as we just hit the threshold. So now no more panic has to come through for these players for the moment. The next one will come into play in a couple more zones. As Keystone right now with a double complex player from France currently set up.
Ve a escoger tu paleta allá abajo. Córrele, allá abajo con tu papá, ya ves. Te voy a comprar una paleta.
You can see exactly where things move through here. Just want to hold these edits and look out. No reason to put too much pressure just yet. We're waiting to see other players that may be around and rotating away, and that's exactly the play. Bucky, by the way, a player that we've seen in competitive qualifiers. He actually spent some time talking to Hogman a lot to refine his gameplay in this drop. We've seen a big improvement since then. Good shout out to Hogman for helping Bucky out with that one. all the way here to the World Cup solo finals.
Will he use one of the campfires in the inventory for 25 extra health?
It depends on the play. If he's looking towards late game, he's going to try and hold on to those for a heal off potentially when that final zone starts to close. We'll have to see. A quick reminder, by the way, on the right side of your screen, a victory royale. The win is worth 10 placement points. Those are big. Top 5 is 7 points. Top 15 is 5. Top 25 is 3 points, and every single elimination for these players is an additional point. There we go. The focus of the current map right now. A lot of players out here on the hill. Northeast side of Neo Tilted. Actually a pretty good spot. You have multiple slips nearby. While those are still on, you have to remember those do turn off. Sky taking shots. I believe that's on DRG just to the south. No pressure applied there. He's trying to sneak any shot he can through. Actually, it's challenged. It surprises me. Doesn't go for the build there to protect and get a better spot.
Wow, that's solid damage.
Just go for it.
Solid damage. And look what's also on the ground right there. The legendary infantry rifle. Still can stop that when needed. Right now, choosing to go with the spray weapons. Player that's close. We have a replay coming on in soon of Mega from FaZe, who played yesterday in the duels competition with Dubs. Dubs already dropped this game. We'll see how Mega plays this one. Gets to the opponent's box. 2 clean shots. There it comes through. And near max materials, Slurp Juice as well as Chunk Splashes will be sitting pretty with the inventory right there. The next zone did just pop on up, moving to kind of the eastern side of the court zone. And what we're seeing right now from Skype is Skype recognizes he's got extra materials back. So he's going to run back, build out a little bit, grab the excess materials, and continue to tunnel with these mats. He's also juggling items over as well to still have the ability to use these whenever he would like to wish to in these next zones. Here's everyone on the map. A rocket being fired to the far side. Bizzle there still on your screen. Commandment, Epic Whale. Prisionero still boxed up in metal just outside the zone, and Stompy, who was one of the more dominant European players in the online qualifier, still in this one, but Zayt was in the lead with Sats yesterday. 5 of the 6 games, but in the end, not able to close it out. As you see, just continuing to spray, is above the damage threshold. This next threshold of players stock will go 50. So we're about a minute away before it activates. Bizzle with elimination, though, down on the Stacey.
At this point, too, you have a lot of players. Crunch is going to start to happen. Player count starting to dwindle. The loadout here in Zayt's inventory, a single Shadow Bomb going to be used for rotation if he has to. Quite yet, though, he's already in the next safe zone. That heavy sniper rifle we just saw moments ago, and he'll probably go for it again. He's going to knock out a wall and immediately swat to that legendary AR to try and take shots while the wall is gone. The player may not be paying attention. This one right here. Immediate swap with 69 shield pack, solid crit through the wall. They do box up. It looks like at that moment he saw the boxes being pressured from another player and decided to go for it. Keep in mind, here we go. Keep in mind, no healing for Zayt, so you can see just how cautiously he's taking these fights. Oh yeah. Also today in solos, there's no longer the threat, Dr. Lupo, of the double heavy sniper. Sure, we've seen solo players try to use it to their advantage by themselves, but it just is not the same effect. Wall boom, bottom right of your screen. Zayt, top left of your screen. Only 2 eliminations so far, and here comes Storm Surge for players pushing on in. Not a threat for Wall boom as he's 409 above, but Cargo did just go down to that Storm Surge, so an unfortunate game number 1 there. And some free shot grenades to pick up. Dr. Lupo will be extremely useful in these rotating zones. And oh man, Wall boom is eating the stink bomb. 50 damage, Dr. Lupo. Terrible, terrible spot to be in for Wall boom. Yeah, being a solo Irishman qualified for the World Cup here, going to have to push on through, try and make his way to the next safe zone. Multiple ballers on the outside. He might be able to grab that one in the water right there if he sees it when he pops out. You can see Vivid on your screen. Evil are still there as well. Psalm rotating in, multiple ballers still on the field. Look at that! Look at the This is like a Fortnite World Cup apartment complex. You have countless players stacked in next to each other. Bizzle going to the headed reset, can't quite catch himself just yet.
Who's just still making plays happen. A lot of people have him high up on the leaders, and here it is again. Yarkos with the elimination earlier on, down onto Aqua, who obviously was our Fortnite World Champion yesterday in duos. Rough start in game number 1. Bizzle one of the most consistent and winningest Fortnite pro players of all time, Dr. Lupo. When you say a veteran in Fortnite competitive, Bizzle is at the top of that list. But here's Yarkos again, now on the high ground after that first elimination down on the Aqua, looking for more right now as he's got ultimate hot.
This is one of the best spots in the game right now. We'll have to see where the map is going to rotate. Northwest is going to have to make a move soon. Very hefty weapon loadout. Not a whole ton of rotation. Does have the 2 launch pads.
Oye, nada más arriba, ¿eh? No está de abajo.
For a look back King. Rotation here. The feed starting to light up. 38 players.
Oh, yeah.
And that count is going to go down, down, down. Zay eliminated by Left Eye. Colorful taking up another one out as well. King, 4 eliminations. You have to remember, placement points don't kick in until top 25, so he only has those 4. So those are 4 very, very big points. There we go. The storm starting to pressure players. A lot of launch pads. Redeploy is going to play, and those community movement mechanics like launch pads placed on the ground would be tough. A player actually just moved right through King's box.
That could have been bad, Dr. Lupo. That could have been bad.
Major trap play from either play.
Ven a comer acá con tu mamá. No veas esa cosa. Ven.
Para que vayas dejando tu
30
paletita aquí.
seconds away from the next circle.
And Mr. Savage trying to contest Rux for height as they both continue to build on up. Mr. Savage goes to the shot. Rux gives it up for the moment. So game 1 right now, the height goes to Mr. Savage, but there's still a ton of time.
A lo mejor se les da con unas paletas.
Class week.
Espérese, de vuelta salen las paletas.
Music week as well.
Están en el refri.
Just shut down Rux for the moment.
¿Qué guardaste?
Continues to keep height.
Porque aquí si la dejas se descongela. La tienes de para ir donde dejaron apretar y abajo descongelar.
It's about to come into play.
Narcos takes the ultimate high in the backside there. Team Liquid flying across right left of your screen. Multiple players. Ultimate low ground warriors down there.
Ya hay una afuera.
Ballers class looks like you might have a hand fire in the middle of it.
Yeah.
King at 7 wins, and it's made it into placements. King absolutely the number 1 performance so far in game 1. 120 total HP. Can he find his limit? No.
Ganado.
As the crowd are
21. Mira el hoyitos, ya es la que se está moviendo y hay 21 güeyes ahí peleando.
Ya empieza lo bueno ahí.
To make it a top 25 for the placement points.
Huge plays there.
Ya lo tienes al lado, ya está.
Swap there.
Dándote al lado.
Top 15.
De arriba.
Elon, your feet in the top left. One of the most important things to watch if you're looking for players' names.
Está rica esta de arroz con leche.
8 players out. Here it is, the shadow bomb for rotation.
Ya acabaron y así, ¿no?
Still got 2
Hay 21 ahí en el circulito.
Is huge.
En la primera partida.
Shockwave grenades as well. His height needs to be taken. Or even a long-range rotation. 8 players remaining, Jack Yarkos. 4 eliminations, everyone in here getting those placement points. Speed from above, it goes down. No builds, it'll be tough there. Psalm picking up that Elon. Move it up 5. Right now moving forward.
Not only that, 2 shadow bombs left. Still with shockwave grenades.
Construido ahí.
The number 1 point we've seen in competitive Fortnite this weekend, when do you use the shockwave to go for height? Is Psalm totally on height? Booga sees that. That was him taking a look for exactly where the player is. I think it's time, Dr. Lupo. Here we go. Shadow bomb will be something. So not quite doing it yet.
Looking for a high ground.
Yeah, I was looking to see.
He's saving those. Don't you worry. I guarantee before too long, a player like this is going to make plays. Hitting the edge of the stump. The box he's going for edit shots. Big hit on the outside. Booga picking up his 6th elimination. Creole, Rux, Booga all on the low ground. Bella EU all the way to the
Cállate el vasito. Así.
Still got it. Same floor as
Así de bueno.
1v1.
Es que se te cae la.
Big hits back to back.
Mira, ya dos se chingó con la granada de humo. Nomás les aparece los otros. Otro. Ya va a 8 muertes ese güey. ¿Crees que así no me lo botan?
Agarra el vasito.
It might be time soon. Booga smart.
Pero transmitirlo, ¿por qué te van a botar si escuchas que lo estás transmitiendo?
Folks, it might be time for the shockwave play. Booga can soar up in the sky. Here it is.
¡Ah, no manches! ¿Se le ha dado? Mire, ganó. Ya les ganó. El Buga Buga.
Es un squinkle, ¿no?
Está chido. Tiene cachitos de chocolate o algo así. La primera partida del primer World Cup está re bien.
for the
Que
victory
pierda.
royale. What a swing of points right there.
Un chico de puntos, chingó 8 y aparte ganó.
You get max placement points.
Ah, y es en solitario, no más. Entonces sentí que era la de dúos de ayer. Le digo, bueno, pues para van a ir acumulando puntos.
Creo tried to prepare to see the damage coming on through, but at that point, with that much of a health advantage,
Esa manera de agarrar el pulso, ¿no?
Pulso, gran
what a
sombra.
brilliant ending. Talk about a great late game solos, absolutely living up to the hype of the duo competition yesterday.
Ah, aparte he dicho muertes, ¿no?
World Cup Finals. And instead of opting for a safe, stay down bottom, wait, bait your shots, you throw a shockwave down and you ascend to the high ground, take over, and get the victory royale.
Much deserved game one victory right there. The number one thing I noticed from Puga, in the shadow bombs, so many people worry so much about popping out of the shadow and immediately boxing and protecting themselves. Instead, Puga winds up pushing forward, looking for where his next victim could be, and then pops out of the shadow and eliminates the player. It happened 3 times right there. And it was big reasons why he was able to push on through. Puga, an incredible performance. What is that, 19 points in
19
game number
points,
1?
game number
I
1.
don't see how anyone's above that.
At this point, I mean, we're going to take a look exactly to see where
Like I predicted.
that falls on the leaderboards. No
Estados
surprise
Unidos.
here. A
19 puntos.
9-point lead
No
out
más,
of
se
game
los llevó de
1.
calle.
Big 7 eliminations. We saw that earlier. Sadly, goes down a little bit before those top couple placements. Psalm, Rux, Yarkos, ton of top tier players across the board right now. But a 9-point lead after game 1 is absolutely incredible.
And you look at the leaderboard right now. Big talk of yesterday, EU versus NA. EU, why so quiet earlier in the day? NA, why so quiet at the end of the day? 8 of the 10 top players after game 1, all from the US. Here's your 11th through 20th place right now.
Hacen 6 partidas,
Veggie
esto todavía
Fishy
no.
on there. Evil Mare on there as well.
¿Por qué hacen esos?
But
Ah, bueno, pues ya se lo
fantastic
voy a
start to today, and I'm loving the energy from this crowd at the first ever Fortnite World Cup. They saw how good the competition was yesterday, and I know everyone was so excited to kick it off today with millions watching online. They saw Booga take game number 1. He's down on the floor with Jordan.
¿Qué se toca ir?
Boo-hoo-ga!
Que se para la una.
Huge first game for the NA player. That's what you want to see. You want a health advantage at the end. 9
Lo malo es que de partida en
to
partida,
cap
¿cuánto
off
vamos a
an
tardar?
incredible first game. What's your thought process going
Porque
into
es que sea más
the
rápido.
final moments of in-game, right? A 1v1 there at the end. You've got health advantage.
¿Por
What
qué
do
más
you think?
rápido? Porque
Well, I'm pretty
la de
much
los
around
youtubers
at,
es que se
200
ponen a
max.
streamear
I realized that I could probably make a play with the impulse, just go for A and just like get a big pump on him.
lo comido.
Amazing. Yeah, we saw that happen in real time. An amazing clutch
Yo
for an
ni
end
me
of a
bañaba.
first game
Nunca ganó
for
una
Boga.
partida.
Yo, Jack, Lupo,
Lo que está
that
diciendo.
is exactly what you want to see, is it not?
¿Está rica? ¿Te
I
gusta
mean, I
la
don't think
paleta
you
de
can really
chocolate?
ask for much more than that. A victory royale and 9 limbs. The man is so talented, has always been one of the top solo players in the North American region, and he shows it right there in game 1 and already a
¿Cuántos
9-point lead.
Fortnite te falta?
Solid stuff.
What an incredible game out of the gate already. Number 1 down. We have 5 left to go. We want to take a look and see exactly how some of those pieces played out, how everything worked, and maybe a little bit of a deep dive into how some of these players play. So we're going to throw it over to Sundown. Unreal Island. Take a look.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage. And while Booga was able to dominate the rest of the lobby, I want to take a look at one of the other most marquee and aggressive players we saw. He had the entire lobby saying, Corazón de Argentina, it is king of 9Z with an incredible 70 elimination run in 20th place. Let's take a look at some of this gameplay. So right away, you'll notice, what is he doing? He's just patented, going forward, while we're placed on land 123. That's going to be the theme of these clips. He doesn't miss his shots. And
Ah,
he's
se dio el uso de Borlache. Ese es antideportivo, aunque no son deportes, pero bueno.
I don't care who you are. Now he's sitting on the floor. Elix, he's in the box right now. He's constantly looking to pick up new
Así
targets.
pasó de Gorila, el bicho bonito se burló y luego fue el Mongrel y otro güey se chingaron al niñito.
Great elimination there on the bucket in the rotation. But now watch on the screens on 5 Elins right now. Cones himself up. Look at this. The player challenges him. He's not building. He's going at him. He says, if you want to fight me, I shoot first. I am the king. Was able to go, but unfortunately gets caught there in the rotation. But still,
Fueron buenas
a great
jugadas,
performance from the young Argentinian, who's looking to challenge, who's looking to brag out with the best of the best, putting himself currently sitting in the #2 spot. He has played so absurdly well in that first game. This is what it's all about. If you can bring your aggression, what you do in the qualifiers, and take it to this stage, and you don't have nerves. If you're like Booker and say, I'm going to go. If you're like King and say, you want to edit, I'll shoot first. I'll take the 50 help on Elam there, and I will take the point and stay in the match. You can wait and watch me dominate. Let's get into match 2, because that first match was insane. Courage and Lupo, take it away, guys.
Sundown, thank you so much. Appreciate the quick analysis of everything that happened in the middle of that game. A lot of action here at the Fortnite World Cup solo competition. This is the last day for the entire event as well. I hope everyone has enjoyed Marshall's concert. We have tons of people here in the crowd. Absolutely, it's just been ridiculous. So much fun. My Italian family's out there, 25 people deep. They've got a full deli layout. Unfortunately, my Aunt Lorraine down in Florida, I know you're watching. Shout out, we love you, miss you. But no, they're all here for their first ever event too. It is an incredible energy in here. And you know, guys in the venue, do you guys want to see another Fortnite World Cup next year? Should we do this again? I'm thinking yes. All right, budget's approved. Epic, it's happening. But folks, let's get back into the action. Game number 2 about to begin. Buga, the superstar of Game 1, the talk on all social media with the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. What a play! The lobby is ready. The players are ready. Ladies and gentlemen in the venue, are you ready?
¿Sabes qué va a ser rápido?
The solos competition here at the
Yo quiero que gane el Wherever.
El Wherever no clasificó para la de solos, no más.
No, de Grey sí, ¿no? Apuéstale, hay que hacer unas apuestas, ¿no? ¿Qué tal si sí llega uno? O por lo menos cómo han quedado posición. Los Lazio no tiene los nombres ahí. Ahí no se ve el Mongrel. Ahí está, creo que es este. Y este es el Tifo y este es el Mongrel. Están juntitos los dos.
Based on the leaderboards from yesterday, 17 points at one point, separated first and last. By the way, a quick note, we can see the minimap, but Tifu, yeah, there it is. I'm pretty sure Tifu has the block all by himself. Again, Clipnote didn't want to challenge it this time. No one nearby at all. Also on that map, look at the two llamas. One player's about to go claim him. Also, Bizzle, who basically landed Gutsy Divot uncontested, I believe already got a llama in this one. So, up there for them. Here again, the stats for last match. First place, the Victory Royale, 19 total points because of those 9 limbs. Sitting pretty.
Nosotros vamos con un juego, por eso sí tienen que ganar porque tienen los patrocinan y todo eso.
I have to say, I feel like after one game seeing an average placement stat at first, that's something I would screenshot just to hold on to. Yeah, well, player levels. So not my average first for all the games that have been played.
Ya es el primero en morir.
Twins Aqua, as we can't stress it up, Fortnite World Champion from yesterday in duos, only with a common SMG is Twins and Pumps being missed left and right from Aqua. And I'm going to tell you right now,
al Aqua, sacaron al Aqua ya. El Aqua también la rifa.
Both sides, I'm going to say it right now, those early game fights can be very, very awkward, but we also have the
Que gaches que lo saquen desde la final, ¿no? Una llama.
Here's your reward. A llama that was looking at a nice view from the top of Dusty Divot.
Go back to Harris Mines. By the way, a quick note here.
Twins.
46 elements in his qualifying matches. So many eliminations to get to this point.
Yeah.
Over 10 games.
It's
huge.
And most players didn't even get to play the full 10, so you got to think. Twins did pop off in the 3 different.
Two shadow bombs already has a flint knock sitting on minis and a pump. Solid. Pick up maybe one more ability. Depending on whether or not he wants to keep the flint knock in his inventory, we'll have to see. Still hopefully we'll slurp at some point. MQ and Mr. Savage not far from each other. Takamura, Clarity G also in Happy Hamlet, my least favorite drop. I'm going to be honest with you. Chests are. I know exactly how to get there as fast as I can. And there are so many materials down here. This also is one of the highest chest spawn counts in the entire game. This POI is insane.
Yeah, I believe 29 possible chests or something along those lines. But As MQ says, you know what? Let me roll away for right now. Give that to Mr. Savage. Over to Snobby Shore. Putting the spray down with that heavy assault rifle. Only 19 AR shots left, Dr. Lupo, so we'll have to use them wisely here. 8 players have dropped so far in the zone. More of a southwestern side zone on this one, so already some good variation between the zones in Game 1 and Game 2. Hornet will continue to move slowly but surely over to Knicks. Again, looking at the map.
No se han oído.
So a lot of players still outside the zone as you'd expect, but they'll begin to rotate on through.
Ya lo vi el otro.
Plenty of time.
Que me dicen los fucking guamosos. No, ya le ganó.
No mames.
Le metió buen.
Spewing shells out and push inside the box. Can't quite get the wall. The trap was placed. No up there. Doesn't have one in the inventory. Nick's still trying to apply as much pressure as possible. Not having to shoot through too many rounds. Look here, the drum shotgun. So much damage dealt with this thing so far. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes in for it here in just a second. And he does. Watching that corner, Hornet still on the defensive. Spray from a drum shotgun isn't enough, but up close, the thing is
Sí, le bailó el güey, hijo de su madre.
Also with the invoke after the
Fortaleza el baile de la gallina, ¿viste?
Es que sí es ponerlos nerviosos.
I mean, I love this. You love it. I get like one limit for 3 games. Every time I have the option, it's fantastic.
A very important note there. Knicks had the most eliminations in the online opens at 61 in his qualifying week. That's crazy too. And
es que en el otro no te puedes borrar porque era como esto, pero aquí sí da.
Ahí te fue.
Y va el Tifus.
All they would do is kind of
Che, Tifus ya no se va a dar.
De Leopardo.
Here's the inventory for Chifu right now. 4 minis. 3 big shields, good lord, 4 shadow bombs, a launch pad, a legendary infantry rifle, a blue pump shotgun. Tifu set up for the rest of this game, nearing max materials as well. This is what happens when you give this man block all by himself.
Nobody wants to challenge here, but it's one of the best loot spots in the game.
Contra quién?
Over the right side of your screen and try and take that southeast corner building, see if there's anything left inside. But there's so much loot here at the block, so many materials, so many opportunities. Get an advantageous position too, because if you're right up the hill, like I said before, this baller spawns up there. Those are going to get grabbed pretty quick, but if they don't, if you're lucky enough, you have free rotation as well. So not terribly far from the slipstream, the south, just past the umbrella quarry down there. Meanwhile, Mr. Savage, 1v1 down here. Happy Hand was actually 3 players total. My apologies. You see on the mini map in the bottom right there. They can't see those arrows, but we definitely can. And Crew and Takamura still down inside in the building. Audio cues trying to listen for each other. Takamura, you see, not really moving. Crew trying to do some wall replacing to build up a little bit of a material buffer in case fighting does happen here. I think Mr. Savage is going to rotate out.
Here is Tifu, the player just in front. It's like a fight he's potentially looking to take. Not sure exactly what the health is of the opponent. Just ahead, but you gotta think, okay, so...
No, esto sí puedes ver como dónde está el muñeco, ¿no? Se mueve muy solito.
Heal on, so it does look like Tifu damaged the player, thought about challenging.
Porque tal si quieren no se dan cuenta que el tipo debe quedar un fallo de que
soon
se
they
vea
have to move
sin
towards the
querer.
zone.
If you're watching on that, you get an opportunity here to flip some shots from Tifu. It's going to be very accurate. We've seen it before, and we'll see him again with that infantry rifle. One of the best in the game.
That was kind of greedy from Tifu. He has a ton of materials. I think he didn't expect his opponent to challenge and go for a shot, but because he tries to save a couple walls of wood, has to pop one of those big shields, and Clue just says, you know what? I'm out of here, and the zone's already there, so Tifu has a long trek ahead of him. Might have to decide if he's going to use a launch pad here. Probably not, as he does have the slipstreams down below, but still will take some damage from this storm.
¿Está lejos?
Está bien lejos.
No más, que pierdo
No, que ahora la bolita 80 y si hay.
Jump off midway through and go down and grab it. We'll see.
Luga eliminated to start off this game in 90th place. So our
No
game
manches, perder por eso.
which means that
Está buscando la patineta de ahí abajo.
will surely be cut down as this one goes on.
Todavía puede llegar, pero
I want to remind everyone
Las que agarren los
yesterday
tubos.
we were nearing the #1 trend in the world on Twitter. I'm going to challenge all of you right now. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup.
Quedó mucho con el S4.
Everywhere.
Estaba
Send
luteando mucho.
in how you're watching today.
Esa la bolita
Let me
80
know who you think is
por
going to win.
tormenta, no.
Hashtag Fortnite World Cup everywhere from the millions of you all
Pero
tuning
una copa, ¿cómo
on
te
in.
puede pasar
Can't
eso?
stress that enough. Let everyone know that the largest event, one of the largest events of all time, concludes today with a $30 million prize pot.
Es como ahorita las peleas al revés,
weekend.
¿no? Para que se baja su chingadazo.
Stuck a little stalemate. He's going to hold that side, look for the shot. Can't quite find his player. Backs out of that. Not fast enough to get
Mr.
it.
Savage goes down to Mega.
Big names eliminated early in this game too. The World Cup solos.
Ese saltito no te la sabes todavía.
Yet again, just trying to wait and
Kickstart.
watch to see if he's going to spot this player and make a move. This might be a opportunity to make a play here. Twins.
El Twins, ese güey también.
High ground here.
Oh, man.
Little resets. Can go for a wall replace. Don't get it. Pressure apply. Going to jump up. He built the ramp.
Cosa que brinca más sus muñecos, ¿no?
Here it is. Shot from the side. Does make contact. Twins down to 90 total HP. Big hit there at the shot. He can try and rotate up on the outside. Getting pressured against the edge of the storm. And a build off is kind of the only answer at this point. Twins down. Doesn't quite find that player inside ahead of him. As the lead. 14 HP left for Twins. A build fight is all he's got left. He could shadow and try and get away. But the player inside is smart enough. Kingston knows exactly where to shoot. Twins is going to go down.
No más, tiene toda la sangre casi.
Is all it takes though with this thing. 150 HP.
Oh my gosh!
Almost going down there. No shield remaining. A back and forth between these two.
Ah, sí le tiré una
There it is. Kingstar finding the lead. The shot of there. And Twins eliminated.
Move towards Storm Surge kicking on it.
Esa es la bajada que una vez dije, mira cómo puedes construir así. Te cubres a la vez, porque es un buen de
To
material.
see just how insane zone number 2
Ayuda.
will be for everyone on this map. Actually, yeah, because they have a long run ahead. Look at that.
All
A third of the zone
outside.
off the map.
Not only are you forced all the way to the bottom, you've got nothing on the south end of the safe zone. Players going to get compressed together. I would expect going into circle 3 or 4, you're going to see a very low player count in comparison to last game. We're already down to 75. And Storm Surge now getting ready to kick in. You have 5 players that need to go down before damage starts to go out to those that have not dealt enough of it. Yep. Multiple players bunkering up here at Happy Hamlet. Not a whole lot of real estate left. Shots going out there. You heard that minigun, one of the very good weapon for applying pressure to structures, especially when you see other players are taking shots at the same target. Right at the top left of the screen there. Replay between middle, opponent inside the box. And on above, headed down. Right on the first shot. Follows through the second, third, fourth, and the elimination at 1 health left. If you look, after the 50 health was earned, he was stuck at 50, meaning he was under 1 HP. He had effectively 0.9%
Pues en los
health.
primeros lugares quedaron puros
And goes down right
gringolándicos.
there. His opponent can't win the fight as he's rewarded. Nakamura on your screen, 179 total HP, and that's a tough battle.
Nakamura.
Dr. Lupo. Do you use your last healing item in the bin shield for only 21, or do you hope maybe 179 health is enough for the next fight? It's a double-edged sword, a tough decision to make. Storm Surge still active. 4 more players need to go down before it ends.
Ya llena tormentas.
Trying to get the wall there, can't quite find it. Quick edit up and out. So going to make a rotation away. Waiting. This is just an opportunity. He's basically trying to bait to see if the player inside is going to.
Sí, vamos a ver ese y el otro esperando ahí abajo.
Hits the tree. It might cost him. Pressure being applied now. The 1v1 not over quite yet. Combat shotgun from above right here will be very
Se pueden
effective.
esperar tanto para la tormenta,
The spread from a top-down position like this is like a guaranteed crit. Here we go. Shot from behind, can't quite make contact yet.
So now heading for 2 as well.
Player's gonna have to go for it very soon. Here we go. Another shockwave to push away. Storm Surge is active. He's way above. And those bandages are going to be key to survival. We'll see. I guess the swap in position. But she took the high ground temporarily here.
They're at a point now where they basically just one of them needs to get in the fight. One of them needs to win this fight if they want to survive.
Casi que se tiene que matar o te mato yo
But
te
she's
mato
slowly
tú para
taking this damage. 2 ticks every second, and it's going quick. Dr. Lupo now down
Ya,
to 12
champion.
HP. This could be done here momentarily. Hoffman wins it with a quick
En los datos que ya
shot
se va a
down to the
morir,
dome,
ya
and you
digamos.
see, using
Sí.
4 bandages, the 50 health puts it back to 100. It should be enough to move on in. Storm Surge now over as well,
Te
and
voy
the
a
next
ver.
zone just
¿Cómo
popped
pinche
up.
te fue?
And it's even more
Adiós. Y tiene
southwest.
toda la sangre.
Tifu still
Casi
alive in this
toda.
game.
No, no
So far,
mataron a
0
nadie.
eliminations. Still though with this magnificent inventory for the late game.
I just want to say that.
Tiene algo, tiene un tipo porque cada rato está así. Sí, hacer la esa de leopardo, salí con unas tresillas ahí.
Got a shotgun. Take a couple shots on that player on rotation. The shadow bomb a little more difficult to see there since they're basically invisible. They are a shadow. Yeah. Is that why they call it a shadow bomb?
Not entirely sure yet. As I'm still figuring that out.
Quedan 3 tormentas.
He's going to try to use whatever his opponent places down.
Es que no veo dónde están. No los pusieron.
Se va.
Oh, no, they're being applied.
No, está.
Let's put down that launch pad. Here we go. For a second, you might go.
Transmitiendo
Chooses
completo.
not to, flying past multiple players in one shadow bomb. Here we go. Shots from the backside. Pressure being applied on Tifu, and he's going to have to box up for just a second. There it is. Shadow bomb door edit. On the outside, he is in the shadow form still, and you can keep this by Joe against the wall.
That was not a good shadow bomb, I can tell you right now.
Gotta be disappointed there. Big hit from above, down to 55 HP.
Y ya
From
lo
the outside, and he is eliminated by King.
It is again King, the player with 7 eliminations in game number 1. Keeps the aggression going. In game 2, the heavy sniper that immediately destroys that wall and is rewarded with incredible loot, almost max builds as well. Tifu, a very quiet start to today's World Cup competition.
There's that elimination on Tifu. Shot from above. A little bit of shit.
Ah, que la no manches, se la mató bien chulo,
Take that wall almost instantly. Very intelligent play there.
No se ve completo.
Qué niñito,
More aggressive players we've seen thus far. Yep.
Es puro vicio para que veas la verdad.
This is back down and Happy Hamlet right on the edge. So many players on the east side of the safe zone. And this is a far southwest. Remember, about a third of it is in the water right now. Nobody's on the
Yo creo que el lugar estaba
We're
más
gonna see
joven.
where this goes next. There it is, focused just to the west.
Yo creo que creo que
Submarine
tiene
atop
como
the ice
14
mountain right there.
But look at how many players are stacked on the right side of that zone. So if you're currently in this next zone, on that north or east side, you can put a ton of damage downrange as everyone has to move right at you. You see Karu does go down to Diego GB in your elimination feed. Drop coming on through. Crew boxed up. Graham boxed up. Rux under 100 health. Has to play this one safely, but they are so far on the east side of the zone.
¿Qué estás
The
anotando?
zone is going to move quite quick.
¿El 20?
Gotta be ready for it. There's already the first shot being used. Rux trying to shoot it from behind, but not able to.
Él es Simón.
So
Él es
far
una nueva
away.
persona.
We'll use the launch pad and just begin to move towards this.
Es la Naomi. Es la Naomi. Es conejita feliz.
Elimination before too long here. King maybe taking an opportunity to push into the first place position.
La Naomi.
Especially with Buga going down so early in this game, 90th place.
Ya sacó una Don Tifo y el Mongrel, ya. Ya fue.
He's done.
Rux is, no, I'm talking about his real life out.
He's a dinosaur.
He's
Acá
set up to go
52.
Fortnite World Cup.
No manches, ya
and
se va a
he's got a
cerrar.
dinner date at 7:30, so good for him.
This class is everything, Jack.
No manches, si quedan luego 30 y en la zona esa que ya se está moviendo.
Champion right there, Rux. Oh, but,
Only a 6
Y si ya están arriesgando más para alcanzar al otro, ¿va?
I would panic a little more about
when you have no movement.
Están
When you
arriesgando
have no
mucho.
movement in that part of the zone, it's literally
Todavía está el que ganó la primera.
on your stream, but also something we haven't spoken a lot about.
King,
Reverse
es el que iba al segundo, ¿no? Ese también es peligroso. ¿Cuántos lleva?
Able to
2.
qualify together for this competition, but didn't make
Ya
it
cómo
in
se
the
ven con esa
solos.
pinche.
And now see what he can do by himself. Was on the far side of the zone, so also not a fun spot by any
¿Cómo
means.
se subió? ¿Ese?
Quick note, King currently has the highest damage in the match. 574, meaning, like I said, that aggressive gameplay. Still in it, still trying to win, still trying to
Se la aplicó.
Quick beam on aspect up the ramp, caught off guard by an edit play. Shot through
Otro,
the wall,
4.
gets the follow through with the edit. He goes down. He is playing out of his mind right now.
¿Cómo hacen las tortugas de volado? No,
Vinny and Zextro, back in the earlier duo competitions when they would just try to fight anyone they saw. King, 7 eliminations in game 1, now 4 eliminations in game number 2, and there's still 42 players remaining.
¿Cómo se sube? Ya me había atorado y ahí está. Ya
One
está.
person
Ay,
in the
pícale.
zone that just
Se hace la
popped up,
pirámide.
Dr. Lupo. It is as far west as possible, and look at those arrows frantically moving on over as everyone knows prime real estate is available. This is one of the most insane zones I've seen. Look at, no one's in it. No one's in it.
Quick couple notes about King. One of our
King,
players from
el-
Argentina.
el-
He is the minimum age
Yarko.
required in order to play the Fortnite World Cup. 13-year-old
Me quedan 40 ahí.
My goodness.
Creo que van a volver a quedar 30 y se va, y es donde se va a mover la zona nada más.
That is absolutely ridiculous to think about. Cosmic on the height. Vivid still alive in this game. Arthur still alive in this game. Draken still alive in this game. What does King use here? Looks like will again place the launch pad. And what you saw right there, a ramp placed backwards to bounce off of it. So he doesn't go all the way up and basically sitting up in the air. Kind of flows quite quickly towards the opposing player.
Es que su función, si le echas más preciso, va.
Pues yo ni lo vi, tenía la construcción.
Si se le destruye uno, le suelta unos tiros, pues que lo maten.
When I was that age, probably. And enough ice cream to, well, don't really know where I was going with that one, but to be honest, there's going to be a lot of
Tiene sus granitas de impulso, ¿no?
Push through the air, King. Getting aggressive into the next safe zone. Here we go. Gonna have to hold the wall for just a moment to the drop down. Like this repositioning, he doesn't want to remain in the same location. Got multiple floors now.
Otro menos.
It's beamed from the side. Limited by scaling. Arkham in the feed.
33. Ni siquiera los primeros 15 lugares.
It's taking out Cease in the feed. 29 players left is the big thing to note. Four more replacement points, which if you make it the top 25, instantly 3 points earned. That is a reminder of every player still remaining, and the zone's still moving west now.
Those shots through. And he got a quick swap there.
Ni madre.
Interesting little play on the fly there from Zell.
Ya tiene su granada, ¿ya viste?
O sea, como rompe la pared, luego te va.
Y luego otra. Dale, mira, le tomó toda la altura. Es lo que estaba planeando James hasta el final.
Va a ser arriba, va a ser pinche rey de la colina.
¿Lo viste cómo subió todo? ¿Quién era el pinche chamaquito? ¿El King?
No,
Este güey ya lleva 5.
Yeah, King was already surging towards the top of our leaderboards. Now could very well be after this game. King spraying up through with the submachine gun. Players moving as fast as they can over this mountain. The left side of your screen, now the full screen.
Buena.
Chief Fishy's still alive in this game, just took down Drakens.
La zona que se mueve, ¿ya viste? Se van para abajo todos.
King down to just 40, 30,
Ay, es el King, ya es
under 10 health still. 17 HP, will only be at 42 effective health. I mean, if he gets any further than this, it'll be an absolute miracle.
Uy, no manches. ¿En qué lugar lo quedó? 20. Y el Mongrel también.
¿No te la
Still in the ball at the bottom. Top 15. We start seeing 2 eliminations in this. The entire field. Road shot in the drop.
Todos brincoteando con pinches granos.
Vivid beam on rotation upfield.
Se fue con la bolitocha nomás. La vieja confiable en el abuelito.
At this point, Vivid's best bet is to force players out of ballers into fights. You don't want to let them remain safe. You pop them out, it may be an exposed position. Other players will take shots in that hole.
Y ahora hace la zona que no se detiene, ya no está moviéndose y moviendo.
Vivid still has high ground. Has time to pop up any by chance? Nope, nothing as of yet. Now the fight for height begins. Vivid building out an arc from in your elimination feed now into our top 10. Issa, the controller god as many regard him as, takes down some. Another one on the Thatch too. So Issa from Europe getting involved in this game as well. Vivid and Rogue Shark all the way on high ground. Still multiple ballers in play. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition.
Uy, ya iba la bolitocha.
Castrosa,
Ya salió. Uy, la va a tirar la construcción. Esa la estamos planeando.
De gran altura, ¿no?
No,
Por eso sí le
al subir iba a destruir esa, la que construyó ahí él. Ya, ahí son los últimos 10. ¿Quién está? Ya mataron al que ganó la anterior.
No manches,
Cuarto. Últimos 3. Ah, no, son
No,
dos.
ya, uno contra uno ya.
Cheering behind him, looking to see if he can capitalize on this advantageous position. Skype for Skype.
Tenía pinche nervioso los güeyes.
Dubs, no wants to build. The flick not to save him. On the drop might be the play just outside ahead of the Bills. Maybe he can catch himself out. Around. Inside the door.
¡Ah, no mames! Se le iba a salir chido.
No, se desesperó.
Le iba a salir, le salió chido con el disparo de la pinche pistola.
Sí, pero se esperó. En la última salió para el otro lado.
No.
8 HP. If he took one hit from the storm, he was dead. But he clutches on up. We heard in the interview earlier, he said, I'm going to play my game, win, do what I do best, and Skype does it there. Dubs, what a valiant
No vamos a jugar.
Skype's HP, literally one
Sí le iba a salir chido, pero ya ves no pasa.
El otro se la ganó primero a la altura ahí. Sabía que iba para allá.
Skype just wins.
Kite. Y con un güey, con una muerte de morir.
Está muerto.
No, pero no mató uno.
Single elimination, 11 points for Skype. It'd be great
Está
to lead.
lastimado.
We'll have to see exactly
No
where
puede
they
estar
end up.
brincando ahí.
But a bit, just honestly, a maximum effort from Dubs was insane to try and stay inside. Absolutely incredible. Here's your leaderboard as it stands right now. First place being
El Juga se quedó igual con 19. Y al Kings 18.
First game. No showing
que
the
comanda
second game, but it's still enough to keep them all
Y eso que quedó en el 20, ¿eh?
slowly climbing his way up to the
Dato
top.
curioso, ¿eh? Es argentino. Es con el que pelea el otro ¿cómo se llama? Santidea. Echaron un juego ustedes y le ganó a Santidad. Pero ahorita, quién sabe por qué no está ahí.
First through 10th within our
Ninja no calificó para este.
Absolutely there as well. This is still anybody's game.
Saying the spread between first and 20th still very, very close. Anybody can climb all the way to the top in an instant, as we've seen countless times in the 10 weeks of qualifying all the way to here. New York City for the Fortnite World Cup, and this is the final day. Jack, today we give away $15 million in prizing.
It is absolutely crazy. The energy in here so far today, I'm sure.
Todos llevan 50,000 baros, creo. Todos llevan 50,000 dólares.
Fantastic. So much happened. Even more than we could probably even take in, and that's why we've got great people like Paul to help us out.
Thank you so much, Courage. Yes, I'm here. We have a ton of awesome plays, a lot of action involved in that game. I'm going to help break it down. We're going to hop in with King, who got so many eliminations this game, no placement points. But if you recall, the beginning of this nice tags here, white damage, he knows he has health. He knows he just has only health, no shield. He just continues forward. In the second zone, the zone is about to start coming in. He has no fear, the aggressiveness of the player. And the double makes him fall right back in his own box that he had a 4 on already, gets the cone on top. That's Leleo, another player from South America. But he continues to take out big names, and here's Tifu. The heavy sniper right as Tifu takes the box. And because of this, could bring out the heavy sniper, take the wall. Right in that instance, usually you expect the pickaxe on the wall, but the heavy sniper speed. Now King, continue to look forward, continue to look forward. It's aspect that he takes out. That's 3 eliminations, but he goes on forward and grabs another one with great awareness onto Nate. So unbelievable play from here. King is just racking up elims. Again, no placement points in this game, but he still pushed himself within distance of Booga. Booga went down earlier there. He took out Clicks as well in the box. And he's taking out Aspect. He's taking out Tifu. He's taking out Clicks. These are some of the best box fighters in the world. But now, King, he's saying, hey, I'm here at the Fortnite World Cup. I am one of the best box fighters in the world as well. So guys, that's King, the story so far. He's climbing the ranks. He's inching ever so closer to Booga. Gentlemen, back to you.
Great stuff, Bala, and yeah, a fantastic breakdown of how King has made it up to our second place spot so far. We were only a third of the way through today's competition. on the road to crowning a Fortnite World Champion. Thoughts after games 1 and 2?
I love to see the aggressive gameplay from King and others. Those kind of plays you don't often see in the Fortnite World Cup or really any competitive play. A lot of players are waiting for those opportunities to maybe get shots on players that are moving. It's been great to see. And obviously a crowd favorite here, as we've heard people erupt every time he pushes into the box. What about you thus far?
Crazy action. I'm really interested to see how these different landings continue. We've already seen games 1 to game 2. People switch up their spots, land at different areas, and sometimes it's come back to bite them. All I know is, though, that's it for us two for right now. We'll be back later today, but down on the floor we have some more information on our players.
Thank you so much, Lupo Courage. Man, what an insane first 2 games here on the first day, or the final day of solos competition. Movement with insane shockwave play to give him the high ground. And then here, Skype, his positioning on point, which gave him the win over Dubs. I mean, you guys, and of course, the Marshmallow performance. If you guys are here, have you enjoyed the day so far? What do you think? Some of you are still sleeping. Guys, what do you think? This is it, the final day! There it is. You're awake. I appreciate that. Now, of course, guys, we've been getting through this Fortnite action all weekend long. But don't forget, we actually had creative happening earlier on Friday. Now, if you remember, there was a certain team captain with a great crew. They won, and they became the first ever Fortnite World Cup creative champions. And that was the Fish Fam led by team leader Scissors. Now, we thought we probably should go ahead and check up on him, see how things are going for him. So let's go ahead and do that.
Cuando yo en un descanso.
And we're here in the player lounge right now, joined by the winners of the Creative World Cup. First of all, congratulations. Now, how does it feel now to solidify that title?
It's kind of awesome considering I love creative mode. It's thriving, it's awesome, I love it.
Now, Tyler, did you ever believe that you guys would secure the position here today?
Yeah, I always knew we had it in the bag. You know, we're the week 1 qualifiers. We're the most stacked team. There was no competition. Just when the last map was a death run, I knew we had that in the bag. We got some good players here. I need Dan to clutch up, and he did this.
You can tell he lifted the finger. He said, we need 1 coin. Just grab this coin right down here. If he can do this without being eliminated, it is the win. No, he missed it, but gets it with the trap trigger.
You realize that 1 jump won this group here an extra $1 million.
If you want to practice it,
Sí, que va a estar siempre los primeros lugares.
Suzu, can you see yourself doing even more with creative? I mean, the success of today. Will you continue to go and play creative maps?
I think I would definitely stay consistent with creative because I feel like there's a lot of potential in creative still, and yeah, definitely this is my thing.
But I want to go down the line and see what each of you guys plan on doing with that prize.
I would probably end up like saving most of the money, maybe like some investments.
He's 18, and he just won $336,000. What are you going to do with the prize?
Rent? Rent. Yeah, I think rent. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to save my money. I am going to be responsible and probably just invest most of it and try and get even more money back.
All right, guys. Congratulations again. Absolutely outstanding job. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see what the future of Fortnite looks like.
Once again, massive props to Scissors and the Fish Fam. They worked as a unit, and that's what got them the dub in the end. The grandfather of creative shows up huge here on this stage. Now, of course, guys, we know you want to get back into games. I want to get back into games too. First, make sure they get a little bit of break to the players. We'll hop back in as soon as we can. Now, we did talk about creative a little bit, but we also have that celebrity program. Players and people from different walks of life all came together to take part on this stage and play for charity. Now, of course, we had Ninja and Marshmallow, your 2018 Pro-Am defending champions that faced off against Airwalks and RL Grime, your Summer Block Party Pro-Am champions. And the winners in the end were actually Grimes and Airwax. They are 2-time Pro-Am champions. So let's actually check in with them and see how they're doing.
I'm here in the Player Lounge right now, joined by our Pro-Am winners, Arl Grimes and Airwalks. Wasn't totally expecting you'd win 2 in a row. Can you walk me through those final moments?
So it's really good. I don't think I would have won if I didn't have him.
Now, Arl Grimes, you were holding your own, you were keeping up, you were staying alive, you were getting eliminations. How did you change your playstyle from last Pro-Am to this Pro-Am?
I think we learned a lot from the last one. Just that we focused on late game a little bit, and I just sort of let him lead the way and made it happen.
How did it feel to play with a potential World Cup duo winner?
It's amazing. I'm actually going to come tomorrow and sit in the stands and cheer for my man Airwalks. Yeah.
Maybe make an Airwalk sign and wave it in the air?
Maybe a 98 bot sign. I'll hold it up.
Good luck on the event tomorrow. Congratulations on winning. Congratulations on winning. Incredible, incredible gameplay throughout Fortnite World Cup Pro-Am.
Man, Grimes and Airwax coming in clutch. Very happy for those two, but I'm actually happy for this guy right here. This is one half of your Duos World Champions. This is Nyrox. I need you guys to make some noise right here, right now. Show him that you love him. How's that make you feel? You got all these crowds.
That's great. Feels amazing.
There you go. Now, Nyrox, let's chat a little bit, right? Because you played yesterday, like I talked about, in this duo competition. Your partner, Aqua, is actually playing today in the solo competition. So what advice did you give him heading into these games?
I told him earlier this morning that he should stick with the plan we had yesterday. And even if he has a bad start, he can still make a comeback like we did. And he can still take the trophy home.
That's pretty good advice. Pretty good advice. Now, you're already a world champion. You've got the title. So how does it feel now that you've got this title? You're here. You get to experience this and watch the solo competition. You know, how are you feeling after all that?
I mean, it feels amazing with the duo, even though I want to compete in solo as well. But hopefully this gives me confidence in solos, which makes me do better in solo next tournament.
Okay. One final question for you. This morning, you know, obviously yesterday was a huge day. You had a night to kind of sleep on it, and then you woke up the next morning. Did it sink in? You know, how did you feel the next morning when you're like, yeah, I'm a world champion?
It feels surreal. It doesn't really feel like I've won anything because it was so big. It was almost too big to imagine. But yeah, it feels amazing.
Well, again, massive congrats to you. One half of our world champions. Again, give him some love, Fortnite fam. Thank you again, Nyrox. Appreciate your time. Now, there's actually another player we want to talk about real quick, and that is Skite. He just won this second game, so let's see what he's got to say.
I'm Skite from L'Australie. I'm French, coming from Paris. I've been preparing the finals by playing customs and playing every day with friends or mates. It was hard in the beginning because my wrist was a little bit broken, so I just wait and then I qualified for the boss in the last 2 weeks. I definitely want to thank my team because they support me a lot when I was playing Free Fire. In here we are more aggressive and NA is a little bit slower, so we try to play a little bit safe. I think maybe Zayt is really good and I want to pick him up. I don't think playing in stadium will affect my gameplay because I already do it. I love everyone and I'm just excited to play.
There you go. There you have it. I mean, this guy is amazing. I'm a big fan. Sky, you know this. I'm a huge fan. Now, guys, there's so many players. There's 100 here that I wish we could spend so much time talking to every single one individually. But let's actually dive in specifically to one, and that's Mr. Vivid, you know, Mr. Clutch fan himself. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him there, but don't worry, he's going to bring some more heat. We actually had time to spend with him and his hometown, learn more about him, so let's watch this together.
I live in South Jersey in a small town. Population of under 1,000. You see a couple of cars pass by your house. It's quiet, so it's nice.
Dice, bájate, hija.
I play Fortnite at the highest level.
Bájate, bájate. Bájate. Siéntate a ver tus videos y ya te los quito.
My name is Noah, right? Also
Bájate.
I am 21 years old.
Siéntate. Ya quita tus videos y ya no los vas a
I've
ver.
been playing Fortnite for almost a year now. What makes me a successful player is probably all the hours that I put into it. The schedule gets kind of crazy, but I keep myself in good shape. I will do a workout routine, 20 minutes on the exercise bike, 15 minutes of stretching, and then back to playing Fortnite.
Look at that! You know what's hitting, bud? What's hitting?
Just having fun.
Taking that victory right out. That was insane.
I live with my dad. We've always been really close. All he ever wants to do is fish. He takes care of everything around the house. It makes everything really convenient in terms of, playing games and just being able to focus on that.
Our schedules work pretty well. When I get done work, he's usually up gaming, so we do spend a little bit of time talking and going through the day's activities. Noah and I helped each other very much getting through a difficult time.
When I was 10, my mom passed away. She passed away to a cancer called small cell carcinoma. It definitely made me mature a lot. Made me realize how much my mom actually did for me.
Noah's mom had a very big impact on his life. She set the ground rules, make sure the grades were all straight A's, and he could go into gaming.
I credit a lot of my success to her.
Well done there! He's gonna catch him over the air. It's gonna get the victory royale! What a game from Vivid.
Knowing that I'm successful at doing what I love to do, that would just make her really happy.
Ready?
Yeah. Fortnite's granted me with a decent amount of money. I can help my dad out now. So I got on the boat.
They presented it to me for being a great father and bringing him up since our mother passed away.
I actually haven't been on the boat yet. So this weekend we're on the boat for the first time.
Getting him on the boat and back on the water again. One of my ultimate dreams.
That's nice.
What do you think Mom would say?
Like it.
I love it. I want to thank you for this and everything. It made me happy. What do you think of your first trip out here?
It's nice.
You gotta come up more often.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to keep myself together right now. I know how you're feeling, Vivid. I am very close to my own mom. She means the world. If you guys have a chance here to meet Vivid, he is genuinely one of the most hardworking, kindest people you will ever meet in your entire life. If you can say hello, take time to do it. I promise you will not be disappointed. And of course, Fortnite fam, we got to keep the games coming. Games are about to be underway. The players are back. They are ready to board the battle bus. So for now, we're going to send it back up to none other than Monster D-Face, Golden Boy, House DJ, Mike Realm. Bring the heat.
All right, folks. We know you're excited to get into some more games, and good news, we got you covered. Welcome, everyone. Golden Boy alongside with Monster D-Face here. We're going to call games 3 and 4 of the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition. And, man, you couldn't have asked for 2 better games to start things off, Monster. Craziness through and through. Top to bottom. Best players in the world, and they're showing up here on the world stage.
I mean, you guys saw the reaction. Booga, with the insane game 1, had us jumping out of our seats, quite literally. And man, Sky, at the final moments, I thought we were going to see a victory comeback from Dubs with a flint knock shockwave to shake up the entire place.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah, it was very, it was a nail biter. Let's just put it like that. But let's run over the format and how this whole thing's worked. So at top 25, players will start to get 3 points. Then we move on to 15 plates. At that point, all the players that are still remaining will get an additional 2 points, making it a total of 5. Then after that, if they get to the top 5, they'll add 2 more points to that, making it a 7-point total earned for staying alive all the way until the end. If you get that victory royale, you get a total of 10 points. So plus 3 coming out of the top 5 there. Each elimination is going to count for 1 point. So look for these players to play for the placement. Some, like King, want to play for those eliminations. And then the prizing, it's all on the line for $3 million for the first place prize. 1.8 million for second, 1.2 million for third, and then 1 million as well, plus for fourth. That is crazy. That's a lot of money.
You know, yesterday the duos had to split it. Today, it all goes to you, right? It's just a solo competitor. So, and everyone here's a winner. We're here to celebrate every single player that has made it this far. You stepped onto this stage. You are already a winner.
The marathon that they took to get up to this point, bananas to say the least. 10 weeks, grueling competition in both solos and duos. And for a lot of our competitors, they had to prep not just for the competition today, but also yesterday. Now, we're already 2 games in. We had mentioned some of the players that had performed very well, right? You're Booga, who had a monumental game 1. And then you also had Skype, who was able to just outlive everyone else and stay alive. But it is Booga who still holds first place, but by 1 point, because Argentina's very own King is looking to contend that, and that is crazy. I mean, talking about aggression, this guy embodies it.
Yeah, you've seen him time in and time out. It's players like King that really make these tournaments interesting to watch for the spectators at home, for everyone here in the audience. You gotta have your King show up and bring that action all the way through to the end. And it's not to discredit anyone who made it this far. These guys are still in the running.
Yeah, it's only 2 games in. Games 3 and 4 are going to be just as important. Players are going to have to step it up if they want to get within the top 20 here. There's just so much on the line. There you see Booga, who's getting ready, getting prepped up. Everyone is so hyped up here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. And I don't even know what to expect, man. Game 3, like, what are we even going to get? We're seeing early aggression here from a lot of the South American players. Our players that we talked to from North America and Europe said that was what they wanted to avoid, was the South American aggression, OCE aggression. But this time, it's South America that's showing up.
And not to bring it up, but, you saw exactly what happened when King walked into Tifu. He just saw him trying to shadow bomb peacefully to the zone. They were not safe, by the way. They still had to make it through to Happy Hamlin. But King said, you know what? I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to take this fight. And that is how the Brazilian region does.
Yeah, that's how they do it, man. They just want to take the fight. They want to go right at your face. They don't care who you are. Listen, you can have millions of subscribers on YouTube. You can have all the Twitch Prime subs. You can have all the fame and the fortune. But at the end of the day, everyone that's in that game, they're all equal. There is no upper hand depending on how popular you are, and you shouldn't be treated that way either. You should just go at them with everything you got, because that's what it's going to take to walk out of New York City with $3 million in your pocket, which, by the way, you'd have to have a very big pocket for that.
Take a look there. Benji Fishy has been showing up.
I told him to play to the crowd. I said, play to the crowd. Have some fun.
Yeah, good to see him smiling. You know, we were there in the warm-up games. He was a little timid, but Benji, loosen up, buddy. There goes Mr. Savage. And the rest of our competitors, Krio, Kinstar, Big, of course. This is a big moment for everyone here. He's close.
It must be cool as well. So you guys give a round of applause. He waved to everybody. He waved to everybody. It's not bad. All right, so here we go, folks. It's now time to jump into game number 3 here for the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition. The countdown has begun. The players are loaded up in the battle bus. This is it. All on the line. Let's see who will take away another victory royale, or will we see one of our 2 winners get back-to-back wins, get double wins? That will be massive for them. Oh, man, I'm excited, Monster.
And so far, Aqua has been the only player to prove that he can win on a stage of this magnitude. But just to give you guys a little context on the bus here, this is a bus coming from the south to the north side. So all of your competitors are going to get, yes, a fair split at the map here. And that's exactly what you like to see. You want everyone to have a fair shot at the map. So let's go and see Skype. So going to land here. We saw Skype win that last game.
Yep.
Just outside of Pleasant Park. He's probably playing for some ballers here in our top 10 over the left-hand side here, Golden Boy. Booga, King, Command, and Song. One of our competitive veterans doing so great right here. Even with that one win, though, Sky is still in 6th place.
Yeah, it's wild to think about. That's what it took for him to be able to climb up into the top 10. 2 eliminations to his name. But we're going to keep lines for the time being here as we head on over to Jump Junction. There's a hot spot there as well.
We have talked to some players about landing for hot spots.
I actually just got word from production in the back. King has been eliminated off spawn.
Wow, that's huge. That's going to be a real big setback. These players like Zayt and Zach really fall behind yesterday off of one game not going their way.
That is rough, man. That is certainly not going to be pretty for him. But hey, you have 3 more games remaining. You just got to shake that one off. Moving on, though, we're checking out the action at hand. We're going to have Truzel pushed right in. He's going to make him pay. That's going to be an elimination on to Fledermoy's. Well done. Number 1 on the board.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't trust myself with that Magnum, but he gets right up on him and hits him in the chest. Here now with Crew.
That was the shot. Oh, Crew, no chill. Right on the sky platform, too.
That was how King was taken out. Couldn't even land safely. Got pinched right out the sky. That's rough.
Because there's nothing you can do. You're in a glider state. You're just floating down. You're hoping that no one's looking right at you. Players at this point, they're going to go for those shots, those open opportunities. And you got Tuzi, who had just picked up an elimination earlier on. The circle is going to be over in the ice biome, so by the Polar Peak, Frosty Flights area, and it's also going to be within Pleasant Park as well. So the eastern part of the map, they're going to have to worry about moving on over to the safe zone. Now we're going to be looking at a crowd favorite here. We got Tifu.
Yeah,
He's had the best run so far.
He's been playing the blocks. He's been getting out of the block successfully. It's actually Clipnode who's been landing here from the Brazilian region. Again, known for landing on a weapon and pushing straight into whoever's at the block. And T has successfully defended himself. Even in the warm-up games, T was winning all of the early game engagements. And, shout out to Clip. He actually changed his strategy.
Clip went for a shot there.
Yeah, but Clipnode stopped pushing, though. He's not using the same strategy. He's actually adopted so far. Well, let's see what Tifu can do in these moments. He's chucking some perfect grenades across.
Yeah, in game 1, Clipnode ended up getting everything that he needed and then disengaged out of the block. Whereas Tifu took a little bit more time to loot up, get as much as he possibly can. Clipnode from the Brazilian region here. It's a possibility that he can take him out. But it's going to be very challenging.
Maybe it was just the difference in loadout. Maybe before he didn't have exactly what he needed. Now we can kind of peek into his loadout here. This is a very strong loadout. He's got everything he needs to stick around and take this battle. And that's why you see him playing with such confidence now. And this could just be in his game.
And it was also admirable of him as well. He qualified week 9, last chance to do so. Argentinian player as well. And we got Takamura now. Sees a player right in front of him. Happy Hamlet is where this fight's going to be taking place. As Clarity G, he made it to the end game in game 2. High ground there for a moment. Thought he could have pulled that one off. Mr. Savage has eyes on Clarity G, does put the pressure on him. Now Clarity's going to have to deal with a player that's behind and in front of him. So just shadow bombs on out of there. He's going to have another one to use as well in case he needs to pop it, but it doesn't seem like anyone's going to be paying any attention to him for right now.
There's over 6 players landing at Happy Hamlet, but we're jumping right into this battle right here. Unknown Army, who has had the time to prove to the world that he is here to bring the heat. Early on in our competitive days, Unknown Army was known. Take over, Goldie.
This is it, man. We on our Army, one of our first controller players. Actually, he was our first controller player to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup. Perhaps this is going to be the opportunity that he was looking for, Monster. Put himself on this stage. The big opportunity. Things have slowed down here for a moment. He's looking to overtake that roof. If we can get possession of that, head it on out. That's Commandment. Commandment's going to be sitting at the top 5 if I'm correct currently. Good fight here between 2 quality players.
Not a battle he wants to lose. There's a lot to prove here. Unknown Army, one of the few controller players in it. We saw Wolfies have a
No
big
puedo
day
creer
yesterday.
que perdió por mucho
That
que
wall's
al
his.
final.
He's got the aggro. The last one is not, though.
He's charging right in, and Commandment's going to have to get out of there. You don't want to deal with that player. He knew the Unknown Army just had that beat on him. Wisely enough, and look at the health there. That's why Commandment does not want to go for that fight. He's going to be in dire straits right now, as Unknown Army does have the life lead.
He's just taking all of these platforms, too. He's gaining control slowly but surely. Nice little peek right there. He goes for the staircase first. So clean.
Doing this all with a controller. You know we have millions of players that play on controller at home, and he goes in. Does apply white damage. One more. That's going to do it. Commandment was in 3rd place. And Unknown Army now made him put in the place that he wanted him to. Dominant.
And a little taunt to throw some salt on the wound right there. Now hopping to the other side of the map, we have Blaster. He's looking for a vehicle. He does have a baller. And his main priority right now is metal and more loot.
Take a look here. We got Martine. He's got eyes on a target. Also using a Sky Stalker skin. One of my personal favorites. Charging forward with that from the close range, but no! It was Low Boom who gives him the hands there. Fun fact, Christian, our boy from Fortnite VR Live, told me look out for Low Boom. Someone to definitely take eyes on. They did eliminate one another, though. The Boom, not in this one. Maybe you'll find some better luck in teams 4, 5, and 6.
And that is the risk you take when you jump into someone's box here in the Fortnite world. Leshy, another controller player, bringing it back to the good old nostalgic Tilted Towers where that close-range PvP is going to get shot a few times right there, but still keeping his cool. He has plenty of extra shields and mobility. Shockwaves are going to be great for maneuvering around this congested area. That's what it is. 4 players in Neo Tilted right now. You have to be careful.
This is a controller battle, actually.
So can best one another here. Leshy's probably looking to take this wall. Right, he's going to break into the building now, get that high ground over his opponent. Stonis is just waiting, not making a sound here, seeing if he can bait Leshy into a trap play. Let's see. He's going to fall for it. We'll make a mistake. That's really what it is, right, Goldman?
Yeah, it is. It is. When players are on that stage here in the audience, the crowd, everyone cheering, there's obviously going to be that added pressure. We talked with a few of the players before the game started today. The number one thing that I think everyone brought up to me was just the volume, the sheer presence of where we are. Some of them even went as far as to say, yeah, I don't think I'm going to look up at all. I think I'm just going to focus on the screen. That's what I know. No reason for me to try and go above and beyond anything else, right? Sometimes the moment can take you away.
You can see both points of POVs right here, both points of views.
Yeah.
They're looking to take any walls that they can just to gain control, have a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, this is basically like a Fortnite equivalent of an arm wrestling match right now. Maybe for some of our parents who are joining us here for the first time, haven't watched Fortnite before. They're really just struggling to try and get positioning over the other player. That is the struggle that they're wrestling with here. You're wrestling again, worked out well that time.
All right, Lesh this time has decided to commit. He is now down face to face. There's nowhere. Astonish can run. He goes into it.
Oh,
lands the two-shot. And that's the little tactic right there. If there's a ramp in front of the wall, you have to recognize you are in big danger because there's a nifty little trick to get you in that box.
Another one of my favorite players here. You got Legendian. He's going to be in a fight right now. On the side goes the high ground. Oh, man. That is rough. Legendian not having the best games at this point in time.
Pizza's placed 8th on average when he qualified in the online opens. On average, across every game he loaded into. That's very high for placement. And now he's picking up elims. Unfortunately, like we said here, Dan just not really connecting the dots today, but it's not over yet. We're only halfway through this competition here.
As Lechi has to get out of there. Whew, that could have been very dangerous, but gets an elimination on Kinstar. A massive elim here for Lechi, who's sitting right now at 2 elims currently in this battle at Neo Tilted.
Representing for all the controller players across the world, Lechi, very dangerous. It's going to be a huge upset right there.
And you just get close range with a player like Lechi, and they'll punish you, right? When you have the controller, you have that little bit of the ability to just L-trigger. You're going to have, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, L-trigger, low, whatever. But the reality is, right, you got the full use of your arm. They have the use of your thumbs. But when you push in for there, you just don't want to box with that inside of that. It's very rough to deal with.
Maybe Ruck said it best, just the age difference. Lechi's 15, could just be a little faster than Kinstar here.
Yeah, I know. When I was 15, I was nowhere near as good as control. So, and I competed for a very long time. Got through. We're just in this fight here for the moment. He does get ownership of the wall because that player does disengage above him. And he hears that movement all around. You can also get an eye on the bottom right of your screen. You can see the mini map where a player is going to be located. The player we're typically on is going to be that white triangle, but that blue triangle, that other player goes right in for the fight. Is going to knock down the shield just a little bit there. He's going to have minis to be able to top himself back up.
This is very intense here,
Yeah. Yep. Shockwave. Yeah, you don't want to go for that fight. Shockwaves are so important. Players saving them for that late game. And in some cases, they'll just use it, disengage. You don't want to take a fight. There's no reason for you to do so. A lot of players think cautiously, as they should, with what's on the line here. But Crew! Oh, he marches forward. That's number 2 for Crew.
You can see the excitement there. Nice little smirking grin on his face. He throws a peace sign to the crowd when he takes that player Lucky right out. This Happy Hamlet area is so dangerous to rotate through. You have players like Mr. Savage. Now we see Left Eye and Kurtz. Left Eye was responsible, again, for a big upset in the last game, taking out the likes of some huge names towards the end game. But Kurtz here with a heavy sniper. Can he open up a base here and follow up with that infantry rifle? He's coming up.
Okay.
Peek on right here.
I think Ninja yesterday had talked about the infantry rifle, how good that weapon is. And it truly, the accuracy that you get out of it is absurd. It's something that if you pick it up and you know how to use it, you'll be deadly out there in the field. But she has done a lot of times, Ninja, which is why he likes that weapon so much. And I want to understand why a lot of our players will go for that as well. You have the option to, why not? You got that comfortability with it. Then you got Left Eye. 2 eliminations currently. Has 2 shockwave nades.
And you got to give some respect to Left Eye, who completely left his previous job 6 months ago to fully focus in on competitive Fortnite. And he found himself at the Fortnite World Cup stage. I don't think it gets any better than that. That is a dream story here.
Yeah, in competitive gaming, you take those risks if you want it so badly. You want it more than you have to breathe. You just go for that moment. You never know what's going to happen. This could very well be a lot of the people in this arena next year playing on that stage. Courage just say that they had the budget, so I'm just going along with what he said.
All right, but here we have
Tifu.
playing his classic high ground center map, more or less. He does have a lead for the next zone.
Yep. Movement options for him, which in the last game he had the shadow bombs. Didn't really pan out for him because King, very thirsty, went for just all the water he could possibly get out of that one. And I say he certainly was quenched in his thirst. But then deep down, this is sometimes you're flying and then you just become a magnet, and that is unfortunate.
It's Clarity G who picks up Tifu, unfortunately, right there with one wall open from behind him.
That's
Not
so
placed
difficult.
down, unfortunately.
That's so difficult. There are times you fly into the sky and then the entire server just looks right at you.
It's all about timing right here, but that's the risk you take. So now looking at Link here. Link putting some pressure up above. Remember, Storm Surge is in effect in these games, so you have to be hyperactive. You have to be proactive for seeking for damage. But when you commit to battle, you are more than likely going to have to finish that battle. Here we have Robabs. He's kind of looking up. He's holding that edit, though. He is ready to open it up. I think he's going to trade fire as soon as Link goes for the shot. Now they're both playing that little mind game right here. Who's going to go first now?
New circle, now active.
This is what we like to call a shambles loadout, as Link doesn't have much loot.
No, doesn't have much loot, doesn't have much HP either. He's going to have to try again in the next game. Robabs just managed to get the better. Oh man, this is intense. Now we're at 62 players remaining. Some players taking fights, others really just focusing on staying alive. Staying in this one to the placement points.
That's right. And now we have Leshy back with Leshy. We saw him in Neo Tilted, taking out the likes of Keemstar, astonished in these 1v1 battles. Clearly not afraid to jump in your box. And oh man, with a loadout like this, 6 shockwaves, 3 launch pads, all the ammunition in the world, and zone favor right now. He is looking very good in game 3 right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of builds. He's got tons of stuff to work with. No reason why Leshy can't make it to that end game. This is going to be interesting. Controller player. Let's not forget yesterday, Wolfie's controller player in 2nd place during the Fortnite World Cup Duos competition, along with his teammate Roro. There's Leshy though, applying the pressure. With that shockwave nade, he gets right on top of a nice spot, nice position, kind of planning himself, understanding a player's going to be around there, but now all these players looking right at him, and he just has to play defense. No choice. Gets tagged up a little bit, loses some of his shields. He'll be okay for the time being.
The amount of players you see on the stadium side that once he showed his self to that angle right there, and everyone just collapsed at him. That is so scary. And it's still coming in, but he's fending himself off, punishing another player off to the east side right there. Here's Leshy. He can figure out that player's the same one that just tried to make a move on him. Could spell disaster for Evil Mare.
Evil Mare doesn't have much to work with regarding health, right? He's sitting just above half HP. Right above him is going to be Clash. Got pieces as well. Down low on the flooring. There's Clash.
Giselle, ponte el
Good
tenis.
loadout. As far as weaponry is concerned, also has that glider. With the HP he has currently, I want to take advantage of Shadow Bomb or something like that rather than exposing yourself to the sky. This is another play from earlier on. Actually, no, Storm Surge active currently, and we are in last. Apologies there.
So he's sitting on 2 ballers here. You see one here. He knows his opponent's going to have to go for one, but I guess a little bit of scouting here is going to realize someone's waiting, baiting all of the loot as well.
Also off screen, Leshy did take out Evil Mare. You mentioned that before, Monster. Ended up happening in Storm now. 65 HP. Where is this player that went in for the fight?
It's Wakey. Wakey's right nearby. Storm and Wakey are sitting now in the zone here. Biding time here. Wakey, 3 eliminations, tied up for the most elims in the game so far. You got Wakey, Leshy, and Aspect, all at 3 eliminations so far.
Just under 50 players remaining in game number 3. Players have boxed up. They want to play this slow game. Wait for anyone to make a mistake. It's going to be hard, but for some players like Dubs, they're going to need it. Because thus far, it has not gone well for, I would say, one of the favorites here.
Dubs did go for the shot. Unfortunately, could not connect. It looks like Clarity's going to pick up 4 gaming there instead. Dubs, we saw in the previous game, do that baller all the way to the end game.
Yep.
Really playing slow and methodical here. You can't stand still. Dubs is definitely found himself a target nearby.
You see some, I think they're just looking at each other. They know exactly what's going on. Circle's going to be closing down now. We're going to find out where the next one is. And that's when players start to prioritize these rotations and movement. Dubs does have a baller. Has been his strategy. He did it in game 2. He had the ball pretty much all the way until the end there. Got shot out of it. But it did bring him to a second place finish. Another top 3 finish for him, top 5, top 3, maybe even a victory royale, right? But ideally that goal.
We tried to catch him right there. You saw that? We wanted to put him in the box for a second there and take it.
Trapped him right there. Player would have no idea what to do at that moment.
It's actually pretty interesting as well. His class is desperate right now for an Elam. He has to really feed off of a siphon. He doesn't have any other way to heal. Even taking the safety and it's making doorways so that he doesn't expose himself even for the slightest bit.
84 builds left to flat. Tons of builds here. And then the Storm. Now the Storm's starting to push. Look at that. She's still going for shots as players are moving about. They just saw a player get right in his face. He did pop that shot bomb. Now we're going to game 1 winner, Booga. He's got 420 damage in this match. Hasn't taken a single shot. 1 elimination for him right now. As now the action feed begins to fall. You see so many names getting eliminated one by one. Bizzle out of this one. That was from Lecce, who's having one heck of a game, taking out some big names.
And it is really going down right here. You can just kind of breathe in this overhead view right here. Bella EU doesn't even realize he has the high ground right now. Clarity G just nearby as well. Bugga at the upper layers in this end game. Just trying to avoid that lower ground congestion. Yeah. All these players are just slammed in the middle right here. As Andretta gets the high ground. We haven't seen much of Andretta so far. You got to be careful. Those shockwaves will really sting and take that placement from you.
Yeah, he has been laying low so far, but does manage to maintain the high ground. Lost it for a brief moment, but wisely enough went outside of the Storm to regain some of those builds. On the right side of your screen, you got Booga and Lecce. Lecce, a great game that he's managed to put together with 5 eliminations. Booga, your game 1 winner. Maybe looking to get a second win on the board. How massive will that be for your current first place player?
Lecce just picked up his 6th elimination now. He is really popping off right here.
Butchie too, a big player there, and a big connection for him. Lots of builds to work with. Booga does get another one. That's Kinzel.
Right through the trap he goes. Booga, one of the superior box fighters in the Fortnite competitive scene right now.
Lecce went up for the high ground. If you see it on the left side, he went high ground. He does get possession of it, but ends up getting hit there by Andretta and finally eliminated. But what a run Lecce had in this game. Finally comes to a conclusion when he went for high ground. Now it's Booga. Again, with 11 players remaining, we're about to get into the top 10 here, Monster.
We saw he does get taken out right there. Unfortunately, it's Peter Pan who takes him out with 6 eliminations. Peter Pan, the dark horse right now. He's going to get wiped out here too, but it's still a great game. Wakey, we saw leading in eliminations at one point, is still popping off as well.
Skites in this one as well. Maybe he's going to get a back-to-back win. Riverson, he's got the high ground. He's got the explodes. He sees players. He has 11 builds, so he has to be very conservative with this. Does pop that player in the baller, forcing him down. Going in for the engagement now. More explodes. 5 remaining left. Player lands in front of him, and he tags him up for a lot of shields there. And Riversand has to reset. Needs to be careful not to get hit by that storm. Someone's going to be above him.
He's too good.
An elimination onto Skype. We're now sitting at a 1v1. 2 players left standing here. Who's it going to be down low? It's Dubs. It's Dubs down low. And Riversand has Dubs on his site. Who's going to get the win here? Riversand navigating, tarping. He has 7 builds remaining. Dubs trying to play defense, giving himself any kind of cover that he can possibly maintain. But Riversand, a few more explodes remaining. That could punish Dubs.
Really trying to keep him down to the zone here, Golden Boy.
Oh man, this is it. He sends another one out, and they're just telling him he gotta run. He goes into it. He's still holding position. Does have the high ground, but he got in front of him, and Dobbs gets a victory royale on the world stage.
Absolutely incredible for Dubs to connect. Finally hits all of his shots and nearly a back-to-back performance right there. That is the kind of comeback story you want to see here on the main stage.
Prove to the world that you're the greatest to ever do it. But you gotta give credit to Riversand. Second place finish for him there. Had the high ground, had the explodes, but it was Dubs who managed to get the better of Riversand. And look at this unfold right here. Riversand has the Rockets looking right at Dubs, and Dubs just needed to play defense. Riversand had more builds to work with, and Dubs recognized he had the high ground. He just needed to go in there for the clothesline, and he nails it with that green pump.
That is the name of the game. You cannot miss your shots when you fully commit. Dubs and Mega sitting side by side. What a better player to have nearby you. Arguably probably his best friend right here in the competition.
Hey man, that was nuts. What a game from Dubs. What a journey he's had. 4-time qualified. We know that he is a unit when it comes to solos. Finally getting that win. So second place in game 2. Game 3 gets first place. He has to be feeling very good about that.
That is the kind of performance he was looking for, and it must feel good to finally solidify a victory over the course of the weekend.
Yeah, it's like it's just a load off your shoulders, man. Honestly, because I've been talking to him quite a bit. He's like, I just want to get this win. Now with that, Dubs goes up to third place. At the top, though, Sky, he managed to make it to the end game, as well as Booga. So, our 3 winners, 1, 2, and 3, in the order of which they took their victories. Game 1 was Booga, Game 2 was Sky, and Game 3 was Dubs. 19 points, 1 point shy of taking second, and Booga, way to hold on to that positioning at the top of the mountain.
King is still here too, as is Song, as is Commandment. They've all been in the running, but that was a great fight to see the West and the East clash in those final moments.
I love it, man. I love it. Another, we look here at 11th through 20th. Epic Whale, Quexy, and Isa all managed to get up in the standings here, as well as Left Eye and Wakey. Oh, what a game that was. Game 3 did not disappoint, but I did get word that we have Dubs standing by with Jordan Fisher to get his thoughts on that win.
A massive, massive victory royale for Dubs here. A definite crowd favorite. A lot of people really excited to see you play today. 2 games in a row, 1v1 situations. Obviously, you're playing for placement here, and we're seeing this action happen in real time. Your baller maneuverability, you're staying in the baller for so long, obviously helped you win that right there at the end. Yo, the Rockets are coming down on you hard. What are you thinking in this moment? You're trying to get high ground. What's going on?
Last game, I was just purely playing for placement and trying to hold out in the ball, and it worked.
Obviously, we got that big score. Okay, going into these next matches, you're sitting in a pretty great position right now, if I do say so myself. What are you thinking? What strategy going into this right now?
I'm just going to keep trying to play consistent, and I should be good.
Golden Boy, Monster D-Face, it's feeling amazing down here. How's it feeling up there?
I think the feeling's mutual, my friend, because these have been excellent games. I love duos, right? You and I talk about all the time, right? We love casting duos, but there's just something special about when it's just you, the game, solos, competition, the way Battle Royale was meant. Dare I say, to quote Dr. Lupo, the ultimate Battle Royale experience.
There's just no room for error in solos. There's no, buddy there, no battle buddy to come pick you up when you get dropped, when you get sniped for making an error. You cannot make a mistake. And we saw this on earlier today. Dr. Lupo is not.
He's not old.
Hey, Dad fam out there.
He's just a little elderly. That's all it is. As a So, what a game that was. And I understand, though, we actually have Cam standing by with a special announcement. Sundown, what's up?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Golden Boy and Monster. And while we're here in the midst of the largest Fortnite event in history, you're probably wondering what comes next. Well, as we said before, competitive Fortnite isn't going anywhere. Once Season 9 wraps up and we move into our next season, we'll be debuting the Fortnite Championship Series. This will give players a chance to compete against the best of the best where every single result matters. The leaderboard to track results over the course of the season. Follow your favorite players on their quest to become the first season champions with millions of dollars at stake. Now, this is just a taste of what's to come as we also plan on stepping up our competitive efforts across the board. So, keep your eyes peeled for more news as we root on your favorite competitors in the back half of the matches. Golden Boy, Monster, back to you, gentlemen.
Otro un gordito. Se llama
Well, that's
Dux.
awesome. I didn't know that was coming. Oh, look at you.
Sí.
That was pretty dope. Fortnite Championship Series?
Can I just say, did you hear that? Every placement matters. Wait, is this something you guys have been wanting or something like that?
Oh, this is awesome stuff there. It's obviously not going to stop, and we're glad that that is the case. But focusing on what's at hand right now, Fortnite World Cup Finals here in New York City, and just a reset here. I'm Golden Boy along with Monster D-Face, and this has been quite the day. 3 games so far did not disappoint. In Game 1, we ended up seeing a huge victory from Buga, who managed to pull away in glorious fashion. And then Snipe in game number 2, just outliving, outpositioning Dubs. But Dubs got his redemption and picked up a Game 3 win just now. He said with Jordan that he wanted to remain consistent. He's been playing the baller play. There's a lot of strategies that players can implement here in competitive Fortnite.
Yeah, you saw Dubs Game 1 try to get a little bit more aggressive, opting in to take that fight over by the Greasy Lake, and it did not pay off. So he took his lesson, took his little, spanking, I dare say, right there. He's like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to stay away from that guy. You got to respect him on that rotation. He switched it up, and now he's finding himself in endgame. And that is the kind of adaptability you have to have as a Fortnite professional.
Yeah, it's necessary. 4-time qualified solo player is Dubs. What I mean by that, when he qualified the first time for this event right here, queued up again. Each week the solos competition was available. Did it again and did it again. And then did it again and then did it again. That's how good he was. Everyone doubted him. No one knew who this kid was. And then he shocks the world. That, my friend, is undisputed. But the next game is going to start up. Game 4 about to begin. New York City, come on, let me hear you. It's about to start. It's about to kick off. These players need your energy. The battle bus is getting loaded. Look at everyone in the stands. What about that Marshmallow concert earlier today? Incredible stuff, that live performance from him. You love to see it, but this has been a wild day thus far.
Now the question is, can Bugga, Skype, and Dubs continue to hold their lead? We saw King fall out of the running last game, and it set him back.
That's right.
Placements.
That's right.
Otra, la cuarta.
It's going to be someone we have to keep
Te fue ya quítate ese de leopardo, no te das suerte.
keen eye on.
Keep a king eye on him too, because
Sure, why not?
a king out there.
He really
¿Y el
is.
Brad has visto a? No, está bien, el que ganó ahorita. Dubs.
If you have that name, you take out a player like Duke, you gotta live up to it.
That's right.
Ya quedó en tercero.
But there's
Ya
still
bajaron
a
al King ganando. Y luego sigue en primero. Pinche bugabuga.
Skype and Dubs right behind him. Dubs behind Skype by 1 point only, and this is the spread of the island thus far. Paradise Palms, some players are going to start to land over there in just a little bit.
Dude, Frosty Flights, what is going on there? I see 7 arrows or so just outside of where Dubs is currently positioned. Dubs, our last match winner, in great fashion. You can see he's playing the crack shot house here, where tons of chests spawn.
I'm also noticing over at the block, I saw another player there. I did not expect that, another body by the block. They ended up disengaging out of there. And Clarity G off screen, Legend Dian as well. They're going to be some of the first to fall in Game 4.
Here's a nice little fun fact. 46 of 68 points were scored in the online opens through Dubs' placement strictly. So he definitely knows how to get to endgame. We already know him as one of the most mechanically gifted players, especially with his duo partner Mega, who, by the way, they're both qualified. One of the only teams that are fully qualified.
And sitting right next to one another as well, as you saw when Dubs picked up the win. The first person to congratulate him, his teammate, Brooks. There you go. That's what I want out of Brooks at the start. Arkrum. That is a big elimination. Shaking the head. Shaking the head.
Feels bad, man.
Oh,
when friends collide. Ouch.
Yeah, that is a rough one. Then you got Nixon Middle. He's a Brazilian player. He was critical during the qualifiers. Always seeing him in the top 10 each and every week that he played. Everyone in the region, everyone in the Brazil region knows how good Nix is. There's one player right below him. Maybe Niddle is going to experience that for himself. Nix does have that life lead here. We'll have that shield advantage. Niddle a little weak on the HP side as well.
Listen, Nix is here to show why he's the first qualified solo and duo player from the Brazilian region. There's only a few players who have the title of being fully qualified or double qualified for the competition here. Nix is one of them.
He's hearing all that movement up above him. Niddle does have the high ground. He goes for the challenge, and that's Nix.
Y le está bailando.
Nix versus Niddle. Nix comes out on top. He wiggles his finger at the camera and says, no, not today. He shows us his home here.
And the good news is he won't get eliminated right away. After he does a little motion.
No instant karma for him.
No instant karma for him.
Let's look at Austin. One of our few players representing the Asian region here.
Japan as well, 15 years of age. Got a lot of great players from Japan that have joined us in New York City this weekend.
Tons of young competitors. We saw a great performance from Sino, O-King yesterday, but Let White and Twins, they've really been going at it here and in Paradise Palms.
The only players here, so the winner of this one's going to take it all. 7 builds for Lightweight currently. HP, Little Dire. Twins also going to be in a rough spot too, and I won't get an opportunity to be able to pop that big potion there unless he goes for it. Okay, he's making it happen. He's going for the big potion pop, and he does get it. That's going to give him a slight advantage in this fight.
The difference was no hesitation here as Letwike is going back in and he's disadvantage here.
All that shield's going to be gone out of that one monster. Let does go up above him. Twins got caught looking.
Por arriba. Al Twins otra vez.
I'll tell you this, so much confidence. Confidence is key when it comes down to these PvP battles. He just went all the way, he was committed, and he was, hell bent on getting the win there. But Ghost Issa, we haven't seen any Shifty Shafts action all weekend long. Good to see Ghost Issa here on the main stage, as he deserves as much love as anyone else. What's he going to do? How's he going to represent for himself and his fans?
It's the battle, cross-regional battle here between Moffin and Issa. Moffin from Japan, putting this region on the map for him. Issa, well-known player in the space.
Porque ese que ganó era Face Dobbs y no ese Dobbs.
In the action feed against T. No, a shot actually. Issa getting third party, and sometimes when you're in these fights, you just don't expect when another player they're going to hear the gunfire. So they're going to maybe get an advantage out of it. And it's Mega. Mega marches on in and gets the better of Issa. Now it's going to have to deal with Moffin. Does not have that floor quite yet. Moffin's holding it down as he gets back through. Moffin goes in for the Number 2 for the Mega Man.
We've got some Shifty Shafts action, and we've got it right there. They are just unfortunately in the warpath of Mega. He lands right outside of this area. Good on him to rotate through the area.
Otro.
Here's a nice little replay from...
That was T.
Se van a dar un buen trancazo, ¿Sí está ahí, no? Igual. Ahí están los dos.
All right, Unknown Army. We touched up on him in his past earlier today. At one point, he was actually somewhat shunned out of the competitive discourse for being too aggressive. Little did he know that was the perfect way to find himself here at the World Cup stage, because it was all about pushing players and getting eliminations.
Everyone has their strong opinions on the competitive community.
I'll tell you this, he came right back as being everyone's favorite friend all of a sudden.
Es de los pocos que he visto que sí se va, ¿no?
This is a competitive game that is still continuing to evolve and grow. Players, trying to learn those personalities and stuff. I understand we do have a replay though from one of the other eliminations that had happened earlier on. This is Pika. Look at this, Pika jumping forward, finds one front. That's the third party of this player now having to look at Pika, but that was nasty. Pika made him pay.
ordered a quick 2-piece chicken nugget, and Aqua was a part of it. It's
Like
so
Yagami.
unfortunate. Aqua's really been struggling so far in the solo competition, but I'm sure it's a breeze for him now, being that he had such a huge day yesterday. We're jumping in with Zayt here.
Right now, Aqua's playing with house money. That's what we like to say. Huge performance from Zayt yesterday, but unfortunately for him, not going to be the case in Game 4. Hood J, his first elimination is on to one of Fortnite's greats, Zayt. But the fight continues against Dracones.
Duelo.
Right here, and Dracones is going to have to back up here. Hood J is going to get a moment of peace.
Ay, Huyi.
Acts his way through the middle and look right there. That's his loot, respectively. If he can
Ya un abuelo está jugando
Fortnite. He's more focused on his battle.
Ahí es un abuelo.
That's up the code as well.
And Dracones, from the Brazilian
Creo que
region,
los de la gimnasia ya los 16 años ya están viejas.
They to get in your face. They don't care. They don't care what region you're from.
Absolutely loving the rhythm right now. He's really messing with the cadence of his axes, but he's going to get punished. And now he's the one who's on the defense right here as he backs up and takes a defensive stance to go ahead and heal.
Doesn't have any shields, no minis, unlike Hood J, who has 2 more remaining.
This allows him to bounce back. He's got all the mats now, Golden Boy.
Yeah, he's got everything to work with.
Sometimes
you gotta go, just farm up, pick up as much as you can, or maybe even disengage from a fight. It may not be worth it. It's okay to disengage. Play the safe game.
Son las guadañas.
That you gotta get aggressive. Get in their face. You said that's what the region likes to do, but in this instance, hey, you're playing for the long game.
And I talked with Mac, calculator the Players Lounge for a while, and asked him, what do you think of disengages? Do you respect a good disengagement? He says it depends, you know? If both of you guys are in a weird situation, they'll give it up.
There's no reason for you to go for a fight that you're just not comfortable with. Crew, though, he's looking for a fight right now. Has this player playing a little defense, but he ends up getting tagged, and now it's going to be him on the back foot.
Mira, ese es su gorra.
Pop a mini.
Best case scenario for him because he still
Su gorra es su pelo.
fights here. He did not lose.
No, es gorra.
It was just his
Gorra
shield that was ripped off there.
2 quality players right now scrambling against one another. Pika gets rid of the trees so that you can get above. You also get a little bit more resources out of this. Perhaps. It's right later on the corner there. And it's Pika. He just had that brief moment to move away.
Se armó la buena ahí. Hay 3 ahí. De hecho, hay un cuarto por ahí que va a llegar.
This is an intense battle. Pika versus Crew. Crew, a double qualified competitor here. Didn't play in the duels competition yesterday. Of the 2, he's the one who just goes in. He's not the IGL. Let's see how he can handle himself here. We're just playing solos now, and he's in the zone. He's found himself in the zone.
They're going to get ticked for 1 in the zone, and they're pretty far from it.
Doesn't want to play off that camera angle, but he's going to chuck a brilliant grenade right there. It's going to open up the box.
Now you're inside of the Storm Monster. What do? You're engaging in this fight. You're losing health little by little. What's the play now? The play was just to go for it. Pika gets the better, but he's going to continue to take for health. Does have a launch pad, though. Can fly back. He's really far from the safe zone.
And I just got to say, that was Crew's game to win. He managed to turn it around and get that right camera dominant angle back, and he could have had it at that moment, but Pika's prime positioning put him over the ramp. He lost sight of him. He let his guard down. He got punished for it.
And this is from Pika's perspective and how he got the better of Crew. But the Curse SMG, the weapon that I happen to favor quite a bit. I like it, although I do like to set myself up for failure sometimes, so I'll pick up the Curse SMG.
Yes.
And that well for me. But for these players here, they know how to take advantage of each item in Fortnite. They're so good at really working with what's in front of them. Now, the format, as we mentioned before, we're pretty far from it. Okay, so when we get to 25th place, that's where the placement points start to tick. But each elimination is going to give a crucial point. These have been some low-point games. If you watch the online qualifiers wondering, man, We're seeing players getting 60, 70, 80 points, even 100 in some instances. Those are the online qualifiers, a different format. These are the best players in the world going against one another. The gameplay is going to slow down just a little bit as they all fight for the positioning.
Yeah, this is definitely that time in the game when everyone kind of positions up and the heavy congestion begins, but King doesn't care about that because he's King. He's looking for a fight. And arguably, the worst zone to fight in, approaching zone 4 and 5 here.
He's a savage. He's a savage. He does not want anyone else to sit upon that throne. It should only be him, but it's okay. Sometimes you don't have to be that thirsty. You can move away. That player popped that ramp in front of him. He gets out.
And look at this, look at that. That was so brilliant. He changes his angle there. He says, you know, I'm not going to use this side. I'm going to go around and start collapsing in on you, just losing or pushing that player out in uncomfortable ways.
Oh, I like this. He's going down low.
Master at finding angles here. He's just looking for the best way to break apart his opponent right now, and he's really playing mind games. Now, suddenly, this guy doesn't know what side he's safe on. He's losing all forms of real estate right here.
You know, King, he just constantly wants to be in your face. He's done it in each game that it's happened. He always seems to just know where everyone is. Like that is a trait that you know, a lot of the players that are up here, they do have it, but in this South American region like this, where there have been obviously not a lot of players coming out of this for this particular tournament, I think King has put this region on the map without a doubt.
He is truly representing here. This King's tracking is phenomenal. He's still keeping track of Tuesday here. Now deciding he's going to replenish some materials and refortify all of this area. Sanctioning to himself here. This is why he's in the running in the top 10 here. We saw him get taken out earlier before, but this is why he plays the high risk, high reward. If I'm being honest, that's how you take first place. You put it all out there.
Go big or go home.
Everything goes in your favor, honestly.
Go big or go home. King, fight over on the mountain there. Tuesday's next thing, as well as Keemstar. And King, he's gone. He's flying over to the next target here.
He just doesn't stop. Into another box fight he goes. And now he's going to reposition here and set up for the prime push.
This is ridiculous.
Look, he's still going.
He does not care, people. King wants to jump into your box. And then now! Oh, what a beast! What a beast!
He's not here to play. Laser's going to go down.
Bow down.
We thought Booga was one of the best box fighters. Hold up, it's time to do some reviews here because King is putting himself on the map here.
All I want, Bala, if you're listening, I just want you to do a VOD review of King, okay?
Get us a VOD review, please.
Hopefully we can just agree on that. Wild stuff, man. Gets the window, boom, right to the face. Right to the kisser.
He's already looking.
What's wild about that fight, too, is a lot of players would have just stayed stationary in that position. Storm was coming.
Yeah, they would have been content with being somewhere safe.
He had a target and he just went right for it.
Incredible. Here we have Dubs now. Center zone. Still has a baller. Bucky still in the running here. Leshy also getting right next to Dubs. Also has a baller. So they're probably not going to get into too much of a battle, but who knows?
Maybe they'll be baller
Surge
buddies.
is still a thing. Maybe they will be baller buddies.
Maybe. But you're right, though, about the Storm Surge. You really are, because if you're not putting in damage, 0 eliminations for Leshy right now, how many fights has he actually gotten into? Something going to be about his Dubs. Minigun. Like that minigun goes right through your builds. Very powerful against structures.
Dubs with 2 eliminations is actually the match leader. That's because it's just pinging other players. Yes, just damage leader. And we just talked about Storm Surge. That's why you want to be proactive. You want to shoot at anything that moves. Because realistically, you don't know when you're going to find yourself in that precarious situation where you have to push someone like pretty much, you know,
and it was,
without wanting to.
And we were talking about this before we jumped on the cast. I think it was Zayt we were discussing. He was really good at not putting himself in a position, but still to get hurt, but still take shots. And Benji fishy against Storm. First elim for him there.
Saw that put the trap above his head through the window edit, opens it up and hits him with the pump.
Now we're on his perspective. But as we were mentioning before, sometimes from a safe position, go for the shots. Go for the shots. Maybe you get what you take. I think King's taking fights outside as well.
King is still here to play Golden.
2 eliminations, 53 kills for him. Running with that blue combat shotgun. Great range on that item. It's far away though from where the half in, half out circle is going to be. We're at zone 5. This is when things start to get a little crazy. What does King have as an option here? Is he looking for people on the move and then punishing them? Maybe trying to get the community launch pad, perhaps, if someone throws that down. What is he looking for here?
It really wouldn't even surprise me if he's just looking for elimination to recap on materials right now, because he doesn't have enough to full tunnel across here. Knowing his playstyle, he's probably going to want to push here. And there it is. He actually found a launch pad, so his game awareness was at an all-time high here. Take a look here. Tifu, next to the replay right there, one of his first elims.
No,
As a matter of fact, against Kurtz. Tifu on the board. The King. What are the chances of that one? Yeah, the good old community launch pad right there. Great neighbors.
Paying attention to what's going on here. And Tifu will make a big comeback for himself here.
A little concerned about that player who had edited out. And Tifu did have the mark on him. Guy though, you hate that one. When you just get focused on so much. You're out and about trying your best to stay up in this game. And then everyone looks at you and then Tifu again. And he's doing damage, but he's not getting the elimination. Other people are siphoning those away from him.
As an arrow was just snatched from him. That's another point that unfortunately does not go his fate here. He does have some shadow bombs though, so he will be able to make it to this next zone. Decides that he's close enough to try and target in, but now he becomes the target of the server because he's only building in wood here.
People can take note of the structures being used. That will give you an indication of where they are currently. There's build around 2-box metal, perhaps. Metal, the strongest structure. In case you're wondering, maybe watching for the first time, wondering what's going on here. Your Game 3 winner, Dubs. 2 eliminations. Still has that baller, but it is a very weak baller. I mean, look at that thing. It is cracked up.
I don't think that doesn't help either. He is very, very weak here. Has tons of materials though. He just has to play for placement and continue to hold this lead that he has right now on the competition. King gets taken out by Mongrone. Fortunately, right there, and Bugga is still in the running here as he catches Flexi, and the kill feed is lighting up right now as players are dropping, and we're approaching placement points finally here.
We're getting very close to it, Monster. Once we hit 25th place, everyone's going to start to earn some points. Right at the side of your screen, 3 points for everyone still alive, but Dubs, and we mentioned it, that baller was in dire straits. It was not going to be able to survive another rotation, and neither was he with the HP that he had currently. Then the rotations, everyone's starting to move here. They have some shadow bombs. They're going to use those and get to the other side, get to the safe area, build around and protect themselves, and hope that they can continue to gain more placements as we take a look at the overhead.
That's right. He was holding his breath because he needed to get that top 25. He didn't break it through in time. Everyone left in the game has already gotten placement points here, but you want to place the threshold. You want to continue to stay in this game here, as that's exactly what Tifu's doing with the shadow bomb, hopping around the builds here, trying to keep a low profile. This is still in the running. One of the innovators when it comes down to Tarpy and pushing out with effective and clean builds.
Just one of the greats of Fortnite altogether. On the side, I was looking at this fight between Ruxin and Riversands. Riversands went for high ground numerous times, and Tifu gets eliminated by Mongrel. And then Rux has high ground, as you see on your screen to the left. Then you have Bizzle, still very much in this one. Takamura with 4 eliminations and earning placement points as more players
begin to fall, and we're coming down to the final moments, Monster.
That's right, we are. And we're going to jump into Takamura's POV here because he has 4 eliminations, and he doesn't plan on stopping. Neither does Mongrel, because Mongrel catches Benji Fishy as well. Take a look here at Takamura. Charging out. He's going to fall down, and he's going to get shot a few times here. What's he going to do is he's going for the high ground. He sees an opportunity. It's his to take. Now jumping over with Mongrel's in the low ground. Drops another player right here. Is he going to be able to connect it full? Can he convert here? He does not.
So many players are landing in front of Mongrel here. Coming down to the wire. Top 9 remaining. 1 in front of Mongrel. Does he get the Elam? He manages to just get away by the skin of his teeth. Now Mongrel gets up to the high ground. Maybe using this. If you keep jumping on the wall, you won't go out of the shadow state. He gets up top. But there's no one going to be there. There's a person all the way above him. Knocks the structure down. And the player does manage to catch himself.
Ahora está el Mongrel. El Mongrel lo otro. El Mongrel se puede recuperar si gana esa. Faltan 5. Otro. Pero se quedó sin material. Se quedó sin material. Se quedó sin material. ¡Oh! Y lo que le quitó de material fue lo que le cubrió tantito. Segundo, no manches. ¿Quién la ganó? No, pues se la dejó el otro. El otro fue el que los eliminó a los 4. El otro nada se quedó como arriba. Sí, ahí casi se la van porque no es como que todos estuvieron peleando. El Mongrel quedaban 5, se echó a los otros 3 y quedó ese. De hecho se escuchó al Buga, era el que va en primero.
Mongrel had no builds left. He had no HP to work with. He did the job he needed to do. Top 2. He got second place in a bunch of eliminations. And Shockwave's late game again, Monster. Such a great piece of equipment that you can use.
Love that right there. Stands up, flexes, hits us. Let's go. He's feeling good. That's a huge accomplishment to take a victory. And just you only have so many opportunities to win a game here. Just to do that alone, it's magnificent.
Yeah, it really magnificent is the best word that I could think of at those final moments. Games 3 and 4 certainly did not disappoint.
Han ganado varios diferentes, o sea, diferentes. Nadie ha agarrado doble.
Holding on to first place. Look how far ahead he is. 8 points currently. But Saul now jumps in to second place. Nate in third.
Sí, quedaron primero Buga.
Ese
ya llegaba siempre al final y matando.
¿Y qué les cuentan? ¿Las muertes?
Las muertes y ganaron la partida. Ah, las posiciones, ¿qué posición fueron quedando?
Benji, Savage, or anyone else
here in the top 20 because
they have what it takes. Look at how close the point threshold is. Yeah. Everyone is in the running for top 10 right here, and that's life-changing prize on the line here. The stakes are so high.
Yeah, the gap is so small, and these players have the capability of being able to get into the top 10. 2 more games remain. Wonder who's going to take it all. But let's go down to the stage. We got Jordan standing by with our Game 4 winner song.
And a huge Game 4 win for Song. Now sitting at
¿Son animatronics o serán hologramas en vivo?
Really, really good right now. We're just talking about that high ground take. You said I didn't think that it was going to work, but real domination right there at the end.
Se pasó a la segunda posición ese cuate.
Stacked final 10 people. I mean, some of the players that were there are all capable of clutching this up.
After I got the high ground, I was just focused on
Ya no más mató el Mongrel, nada más con esa victoria. Ahí no había matado a nadie, te digo.
Hubiera matado a Mongrel, hubiera ganado.
Ajá. Hubiera subido bastante.
Always a pleasure to hear from Song, a veteran
in competitive Fortnite and doing it once again. No shocker there.
Que llevaba bien
Take the risk,
hartos
you make the
muertos,
bold
¿no?
play,
Sí, ahí se echó
and
los
sometimes
últimos.
it pays off in that instance.
Y más la victoria, pues ya
Coming
había
out
subido.
quite pretty from there. I believe was in second place.
Sí, te lo estaba.
Currently in the standings. That was a nice game.
It's been in top 10 this whole time. Since the competition has begun, it's been.
Es la cuarta o la quinta.
That last one was a huge victory for him. And that
no,
is
la
exactly
quinta.
what he wanted and
¿Crees?
needed here to keep him relevant.
So many great moments
Luego que hace
in
la
that
cuarta,
game. While we had a best seat in the house, there were some moments that maybe we didn't catch. And the good news is we got one of the best VOD reviewers in the game. Ball is standing by to break it all down.
Thank you so much, TP. Yes, we have 2 games remaining. It looks like Sam and Booga repeating that first game success early on. They're going to move forward at the top of the leaderboard. But for now, we're going to take a look at some of Rux's performances and some of his shots that push him up to 5th. So while we roll these clips, Rux, in the end game, first, he set himself up brilliantly in the early game against Arkram. We've talked about Arkram a number of times. This duel has been going on every single game here. Rux takes the better of Arkram and gets the loadout that he needs to push on forward here with the infantry rifle and the combat shotgun and heals to boot. Only 1 map remaining through this entire time. Doesn't quite get those mats after finding the elimination onto Core Gaming, so he's working through old structures here, other players' structures. And that's when you start going sneaky beaky mode. He stays crouched, make sure that no sound is coming through for that elimination onto Slayer. He had high ground in this position. A nice shot there onto Light. Unbelievable flick shot with the combat shotgun. And then this is when I believe it was somebody else took high ground here. Beautiful retake and stomping. Rux brings himself up into 5th place with that. We'll see if he continues to climb. But for now, we've got 2 more games to go. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for breaking that down, Ball of Rux, who is been
Siento que cuando la bañamos duerme
showing
más,
up
¿no?
in the top 10. We always see his name, whether it's solos or even in duos, along with his TV Pika. They always have great events. So no shocker there. But this is what a wild ride, right? We've been on 10 weeks up until this point. All these players from around the world. I love looking at that top 10 as well, man, because it truly is a great international game that we have here with Fortnite.
Yeah, you saw it unfold. Like, who would have thought King would be the man to show up today and be, like, honestly, the energy for the arena here, because he has had some of the wildest moments so far in his journey through this World Cup weekend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's been a wild ride here, but that's going to do it for myself and Monster D-Face the Boricua boys. There we go, brother. Always a pleasure to cast with you. Now we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Courage and Dr. Lupo take the stage one more time, and then we crown our Fortnite World Champion. We'll see you in just a few.
Hello, Fortnite fam. I am HookieFace_. I am joined here at the front of house with David, and we're going to talk a little bit about how all of these systems work, how we are bringing the Pro-Am, Creative Cup, and the World Cup to you guys this weekend. So, David, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me here. What do all of these buttons do behind us? Tell me a little bit about what all of the technical things are.
So basically, this is controlling all of the lighting and all of the video for the entire show. We're pushing out all the videos that you see on all the screens, any camera shots that are going up there. And then we're also making sure that all the lights are at the right levels for players' faces and everything else.
So it's your job to just make everyone look great, is technically what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that you have some facts about the lights, the LEDs. Give me a little bit of some factoids about how all of this production pulls power and, what goes into all of this.
Absolutely. There's about 1,200 lighting fixtures in the room currently. We have about 18 4K video outputs to go to all the big screens. We're running about 98 million pixels worth of video space, and it's taking about 2,000 amps of power, which is about enough to run about 15 homes.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, introduce me to all of these working parts. But there are so many more things that go into all of this. So when you guys are out in the stands watching the World Cup this weekend, you have David to thank for everything.
Dub said, look, I've qualified. I'm just going to come back and just flex on literally the entire region.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the fact that you can be so consistently good in one of the major regions, the best of the best aren't concerned with just barely making it. They want to win every fight. They want every point. That's why he's in first. There's a reason he's one of the best solo players on the planet.
네, 저는 이제 팩스폭스라고요. 저는 아시아 서버에서 이제 뉴욕 진출했고요. 이제 나이는 17살입니다. 저는 이제 위크 1에서 이제 처음에 솔로 4연승을 해가지고 초반에 이제 점수를 거의 다 따가지고 그냥 후반에 맘 놓고 하고 있습니다.
4 victory royales, and he averaged 8 elims. Obviously, first place. That's unbelievable.
이제 아시아는 스크린 같은 게 없기 때문에 저는 연습을 제대로 별로 못했기 때문에 아마도 일단 운에 맡겨야 되겠습니다.
Hi, New York City.
Oh, okay, Factbox. I'll take you out for a good pizza. I know a couple good spots.
이제 한국에는 포트나이트 유저가 별로 없는데 진짜 응원하겠습니다.
Gruesa y chiquita. Creo que tenías muchas. Como 5.
De este lado no me busques más.
Sí, no, pues que te busqué hace ratito. No
Hey, Fortnite
tienes.
fam. Follow2W here to get in the nitty-gritty of competitive Fortnite. The final circles in competitive Fortnite are packed tightly with both action and players, all fighting to get the victory royale.
Aquí arriba
Let's
casi no te
introduce one of the
sale.
most common techniques used to outlast your opponents in the most congested final zones. What is tunneling?
Ay,
Also
exageras.
known as snaking or pathing, this is when you build a protected tunnel while running away from the storm and into the next safe zone. When these safe zones get so small, this becomes very, very important, as there can be opposing players on all sides of you. Here's an example of the most basic tunnel, the straight tunnel. From your base, you simply build straight towards your destination straight ahead of you, with the floor piece below your feet and above your head. This is the most basic and also dangerous version of the tunnel, since you're not covering horizontally. You're exposed from your sides. However, you save materials by doing this. The materials you spend covering your sides quickly add up. Then, if you need to go diagonally to get where you need to go, you'll often see players do the diagonal tunnel. At its most basic, it's very similar. You're just changing directions as you go, once left, once right. This is very useful since sometimes you'll encounter enemies that you want to get away from on the road to the victory royale, or the next safe zone is in a diagonal direction. So just change directions and move, but make sure to stay safe from the storm. Now we talked about how you're exposed from your sides. In both versions, you can add walls to either side, or both, left and right, or even front as well. This gets really hard really fast, and this is why it's so impressive that not only are these high-level players tunneling so fast and without error, but at the same time going for crazy plays on unsuspecting opponents to rack up elimination points as well as placement points. It's a lot to take in, and oftentimes they do things so fast that you can't even keep up. Watching players like Cease, Bizzle, Mongol, Benji Fishy, and all the players playing in the Fortnite World Cup Online Open play from their tunnels can be jaw-dropping. So there you have it, tunneling. One of the most important skills in competitive Fortnite. It's pretty simple in its core, but at the high pace of these congested
Rápido, a bañar en la uni.
that means you need to practice and make sure to hop in creative mode and do just that. You can practice it in the open on your own island or use one of many amazing pre-built training courses that Creative is affiliated. This is Ball TW, and we'll see you in the game.
My name is Turner, aka Tifu. I qualified from the North American East region.
You hit all of the shots.
Today I qualified.
Ya, mi amor.
The time. I don't know. I was just kind of screaming, grinding, doing my own thing, and I tried my hardest and succeeded, I guess.
Waiting over the top drops his shot, literally reading my mind.
He's a special player. A generational talent. He has qualities that not a lot of young players have. So mature, so dedicated, very ready to
안녕하세요. 저희 이름은 김동환이고 플레이어 닉네임은 흐드입니다. 나이는 그리고 14살입니다.
He wasn't pushing one charge through the box in there. That's what he needs to do. This is the best.
우리 간 다음에 제일 중요한 거는 이걸 타고 여기부터 먹어.
I'm the coach for T1's Fortnite division. I first met Ujay when he was a free agent.
Ya, mi amor.
He's the youngest player.
포탈 선수로서 한 선생님이 바뀌어서 팀원들과 함께 사성하라고 했습니다.
El equipo chino de Fortnite llegan a las instalaciones Fortniteras. Ya
He looks at Ujay as the little brother that everybody wants to
오늘 일어나자마자 방에 있는 SC에서 포탈트를 할 수 있다는 거에 대해서
His tempo is quite a bit faster than a lot of other players.
Ya, mi amor, no llores.
근성이라든지 폼이라든지 그런 부분이 좀 재미있어서이기도 하고 제
¿Está limpio su gorrito, Rosita?
저는 포탈트 게임을 할 때 이기자라는
Es uno así como de este color, ¿no? Rosa fuchsia.
He wants to always be creative, always change up his playstyle, and steal the tempo from his opponents.
Ay, no, mami.
Ahorita la voy por él. ¿Ya voy o ya que la voy?
Ve por él de una vez.
Pues ya acá, es que el agua ya está ahí.
Ya lo voy a vestir.
자신있으죠? 그럼 어떻게 되세요? 네.
징기, 징기. 징기, 징기.
끝나면은 자랑스러운 얘기 드릴게요. 또 뭔가를 잘하시고 그리고 끝나면 바로 갈게요 집으로. 네.
Mamita.
세계 최고 플레이어가 되고 싶은 이유는 아무래도 부모님인 것 같습니다. 가끔씩 부모님이라는 생각이 가끔씩 들어서 이게 동기부여가 되지 않나 싶습니다.
Triple J hasn't realized how talented he was just yet. I'm just so impressed by Triple J.
Bájale la greña de la
Has that
mamá.
potential to become the greatest of
La
all time.
bocherita.
Su gorrito fuchsia.
Ajá, eso.
Ahí creo que les faltaba.
¿Le falta secarse? A ver.
No,
Ladies and gentlemen, it all
No,
comes down to
no
this.
falta lo pongo en el cuello. Bueno, de aquí
Millions
Sí,
watching
te va.
across the world
Ahora sí.
on the biggest stage.
Otro DJ-yazo.
Every single player out here, an absolute gamer. We've never seen anything like this.
¿Cómo mañana pido, mamita? ¿Quieres comer, mami? ¿Estás comiendo buchín? Nada más déjate bañar un ratito y ya te ves aquí. ¿Vale? ¿Charlie, vale? Mi amor, ¿le echaré cremita?
Si quieres.
Made yourself relax.
So happy this is going to be a dream. I was freaking
No vamos mañana.
Ladies and gentlemen, huge shout out to Mike Realm. Spinning over there, guys. Give it up for him. And now we are one step closer to crowning our first Fortnite World Champions in solos. History is about to be made here, folks. And now I want to ask everyone here in the arena, are you ready? Let's do it one more time. I'm going to ask you again. Are you ready? Let's take it over to your casters for the last two games, Courage and Dr. Lupo.
Over a year ago, the Fortnite World Cup was announced, and here today it culminates in the final two games of the solos competition. $30 million in prize money this weekend, and in two games, Dr. Lupo will crown another Fortnite World Champion.
We've seen a ridiculous number of plays from everybody on the field. Even moments like Kid going out, literally the first eliminated one game immediately after just slaying it all. We love to see gameplay like that, very aggressive. Look at players that honestly a lot of us didn't even expect to show up on the board. You have to remember though, every single player that is qualified for the solo finals here at the Fortnite World Cup in New York City is at the top of their game. 40 million people play through it. This is what's left, the best of the best.
We know the storylines continue throughout this lobby of the players in the world. The teams are standing very close inside of the update on where they walk up.
Thank you so much for the matches decide which world champion solo player is the best of the best of the best. We're going to take a look at what this game currently looks like and what needs to happen. So, the first thing we're going to see right away is the runaway train Fuga up top. One victory now, leading the pack with 15 eliminations at 37.8 points. We talked about it a little yesterday and a lot during the qualifiers. What is a reasonable game to expect. We've seen a lot of the victory rounds today actually coming from more passive players. They've been getting around 11 to 12 points apiece. We've been seeing high-volume eliminations happening early in the mid-game. But right now, looking at this, Keith Taylor sitting in 10th place right now is just off of the mark. He's 16 or 18 points up. With a reasonable game, he could challenge for that. Let's take a look at the second page, because then from 10th to 20th, it is a 4-point difference. Mongo with a fantastic performance in the last game, pushing himself into contention, and this top 20 is the line where you will see an increase in that prize bonus. You want to be at minimum on this page when all is said and done. 2 matches are back. We have already seen World Champions crowned in creative and duo. Who will be the ultimate victory royale, and who will take home the title? We're going to throw it back inside and see the final 2 matches. Lupo, Courage, let's take it home.
Thank you, Sundown. The standings so close, all for the coveted trophy. And you see on your screen the title of Fortnite World Champion. 15 million just for the solos competition. 30 million for first. 2 more games left. Who do you think comes out on top?
I would love to see the 13-year-old from South America, King, show up big. I mean, he's put on a fantastic show thus far. You have to remember, just one slip-up, one bad game, that's not enough to take you out of the lead. He very easily, a solid high-elan game, a top placement, doesn't even have to be a victory royale at this point of how well he's played. He can make his way to the top.
Can anyone catch Buga at the top of the leaderboard? The lobby is ready, ladies and gentlemen. Ballot Bus launches in 2, 1. Game 5 underway of the Fortnite World Final Solo Competition. Can they catch Buga? His lead remains from the incredible wave of his earlier. All 100 players in the biggest day of their entire lives fighting for their biggest share of victory royale. We're going to watch his draft in here as well as everybody else in the top score. Here we go into these later matches. Keep in mind, we're going to keep an eye on those that are closest to that world champion position. Very important to know that. The board there, you see 4 of 5 losses in the very south end. Salty, all the way down to the east of one more all very, very good ball. Song already.
Mami, te estaba poniéndote en el pecho.
Ya me bautizaste, ya. Saliste con la tuya,
Values.
Que le echo una mierda desde cuando.
Every match. 4 games.
Huele a
Claro, papá. No echo una mierdita. Una mierdita.
Absolutely insane. Break 25 with those points. Fighting out the left wall. People who call it as well. A player like this, he gets in good position, maybe even takes out Rex to fight anybody else down here. He can find his way out of here with ease. 9 grenades. He gets somehow bait off a bad spot. He was going to begin to throw him, but there they are. Chunk splashes down. No one else as he expects it. Not necessarily using this yet. Anticipation of combat, at least the chance of it. Waiting if there's an opportunity to make a play. They are outside the safe zone quite a bit. At some point, the zip lines or even the quad that spawns here might be the key to getting all the way to the safe zone here. It's going out with B. Rux takes quite a bit of damage from Arkham, and aggression begins. The build up, and he's going to try and take the high ground shots from Rux. No contact just yet.
Yo ni sé si la última partida. No, es la quinta partida. Match 5 de 6.
Rux still at 96 health. Has those grenades in his back pocket. Hasn't thrown anymore yet. 15 bullets still remaining. A very intense fight for these two. The shot comes through. Down to just 41 HP. Rux versus Arkham. Who can come out on top? Rux still with high ground. Arkham down below. Will he begin to throw these grenades? It doesn't appear so. Only 6 builds left. And remember, with only 2 games remaining in the competition today, this could spell disaster for their final performance. Definitely has a major health advantage, but still, height can make all the difference. As he has the combat shotgun, but I was anticipating. If Rux had made a tag, he got damage on Arkham down at the bottom of that building. I would have expected a chance to pick up the 50 HP of shield. He's a siphon. No damage dealt there, so Rux decides to opt his way out. King, one of our high healing players. 35 HP, gonna try and get that med kit off, but he can't quite. Time to fight it out. A bit of a build battle and see who can take ownership of the walls. Again, the shockwave. He's actually going for it. Are you kidding me? Lunesi goes down, and King back up to 85 HP. What a play. On the World Cup stage,
the kid,
he just shockwaved to the sky and tried to hip fire hand cannon his opponent.
With 35 HP.
Are you kidding me? With 35 health? Talk about confidence. It's such an insane play that it catches the opponent off guard. Stompy trying to push on it. I believe this is Dubs and it's on the wall. Stompy gets the wall, gets the elim. Down goes Dubs. And also in the elimination feed, Aqua, our Fortnite World Champion from yesterday, has eliminated T2.
5 out of 6. 1 left. Those players, the 16 that have already been eliminated, they still have 1 game remaining. But our current leader on the standout David down in Lucky Lane, going to make a rotation away. Avoid any damage. This point is the most important thing is getting ahead of the game here. The storm is pressing on in. He's only against one other player. We opt to rotate out to the west towards the river. Probably the best one in the situation because when he's down, he's got 3 rotations. Up now here, the river's right there. Now realizing too, he was relatively close to 2 llamas in South Africa.
That's right. I doubt he will since he's going through the low ground, but Booga, so far, man, 3 out of the 4 games has been fantastic performances. He had one where he got in the first 10 players in the game, but still keeping his lead because of how well he's performed in the other 3 games up to this point. Teak did show some aggression there for a moment, but decided that to fall on back. Don't want to take this 1v1 out of the open, but rather go continue to lead on up earn more materials because, hey, 45 builds, you think, well, that's a lot, but not in any case in a competitive lobby like this. And, well, since he fell back, he's able to get himself a combat shot.
Good about that. Clicks in the feet, picking up an elimination on Nate. Down to 81 players remaining as this first circle starts to close. 52 seconds left.
And this first zone, very central on the map. No super drastic rotations need to come on through. Here's a replay from earlier on of how Aqua challenged and eliminated Tifu. Tifu goes to the floor, Aqua gets the floor, and Tifu stands no chance, can't even fire a shot. And there's the frustration from Tifu. He knows he has not had the day he's wanted. One of the biggest names in competitive Fortnite, one of the winningest players of all time, getting shut down here at the Fortnite World Cup solo final.
I would say it's definitely a different playing field than a lot of these players are used to, no matter where they hail from. Because we've had multiple regions from the entire world all play in the same lobby, the same setup. It's all on land here, so it's just a different scenario for everybody. Especially on top of that, if you have younger players that have never had playing experience, nerves can potentially gets inside and the elimination. Romax goes down here when Neo tilted.
A poner la bomba.
And I like that a lot from Luchi, right? Because he's already done a lot of damage to his opponent. He also does 22 more white damage, 18 damage to your last phase. I have a major health advantage just the damage on the main stage. But he pushes on it, forces the play, and says, you know what, if you have a trap, I'm still going to survive through it. You're so little HP that I know I'll eliminate you. It's easier if I take the damage on the trap. Luga, I guess this is the fights that he has right now. I'm in the I've got Shadow Mouse, I've got a launch pad, I've got everything I need. Danny, if you want to play this game, let's play this game. But Luga dances, and Tony says, no thank you. No dance battle for you today, I'll pass that out.
Enough to pressure for that.
Imagine dancing is scary.
Whenever you go, 73 players remaining. The Seats picks up elimination. A reminder on the right side of your screen, the format for the day. Match 5 of 6. We have 10 points for a victory royale. You make the top 5, it's only 7. You make the top 15, that's 5. Top 25 is 3. And every elimination on the board is an additional point. 46. The white damage, a good signal for Guga that that player most likely won't challenge unless that's the only thing that
Another thing to keep in mind, you can see right there. You cannot carry 1,000 wood, 990 wood, 990 brick, 990 metal. It's 500 of each material type. Players building inside this monster. Glorious Mech defeated to save the Fortnite Island.
Ooh, a solid hit there. So you look at the pressure from above, knowing that that ramp was closing off for just a second. Going to try and take over the wall to head it from above.
Why is it going to stay?
Hasn't known it just yet. Very good question. At some point, that's going to have to come out. Maybe pressure the player off of that campfire. Still kicking there. Still kicking. These stalemates for taking walls, one of the highest pressure situations, because you're on the verge of a box fight in which your opponent, you know they're going to push in. They have a trap that might take a wall and place it. Shotgun shot 160. The blue pump. Very, very powerful.
That's a 160 to the jaw right there. That's what people missed about the pump shotgun when it was vaulted. As we all know, recently it was brought back into play. And for reasons like that, so good in the up-close fights. It's for a lot of people, the
Iba a hacer popó, ¿no? Cuando la...
just completely outclasses all other shotguns or shotguns in play right now. In competitive Fortnite,
Porque ensució tu toallita como con tantita popó. Habrá hecho popó cuando hizo pipí.
as things have gone on, people maybe getting more desperate, challenging more
Salió
advantage. Sam, who won our 4th game, these big shields at the inventory right now. Big shields, chug splashes, and I like that a lot. Sam at first decides, you know what, let me use this big shield, I'll get the full 50 health out of it. But because his opponent interrupts it, realizes, well, what's the lesser of 2 evils? That is popping 2 chug splashes, giving myself as much health as possible, and not playing greedy. I like that from Sam, a sign of a veteran player. You got to take what you can get, and that's a perfect example of it right there.
This one is waiting to see if there's an opportunity to sneak a shot through on the surface inside that ramp. He doesn't own it. Every time he does a little bit of damage, he has an opportunity to replace it. He does, in fact, take it. Push on through, get the wall, goes to the edit, but a big shot from the other side. Down to 71. Those chug splashes coming in big. He might have to wait, though, that last one. Don't know if he'll have time to use it. Pressure from the player inside. Rotating down, immediately popping a hole out and getting in his baller. Opts to not take that fight, and probably a very good call, seeing as how he took a ton of damage on the inside, where he had a chance to move away. 110 total now. The baller's full HP, though.
Here's River Song, that legendary bolt sniper rifle. 175 total health. You take a bit of damage right there. Come off and set up on the left side of your screen in a metal box where you know going to be challenging that. Fully built metal. It's just something that when you see it in competitive Fortnite with how little ammo you have, you're basically like, all right, I'm not bothering you. You're set up. I'm not bothering you. Just don't peek out and shoot at me because it's almost impenetrable, it feels like, with how little time you have to shoot and how little ammo you wind up having in these games. A replay from earlier on, this is Smith. Another one of these close box fights. Gets that ramp. Tries to challenge forward. basically edited into the opponent's box. That's good, Jay. And will get the combat shotgun. So a major upgrade from a common tactical shotgun up to a combat shotty. And I'm sure everyone that plays Fortnite knows just how good that is. But back over to Riverside. Rolling on through the river.
I just have to say, I'm a little surprised that he opted to take the Bolt over Shadow Bomb. Looking at late game Fortnite, especially competitive, oftentimes you see stacks of players on top of each other and no opportunity for a snipe. The Shadow Bomb is going to be a mobility he's not going to have. The baller's gone now. Yeah, in some spots. I don't know why he didn't take the Shadow Jump.
To be honest, I think Riverside viewed that as, all right, I have this baller. I'm going to play around the baller being my, Shadow Bombs for this game. And that's not the case. That was what just happened was the worst thing that could have ever occurred for Riverside. His baller's gone. He's got no movement items left, and now he's stuck on this mountain in a box fight.
Just quick note, Epic Whale is currently in 6th position. Riverside in 4th, so this is a battle at the top of the leaderboard, stuck inside a box, now back and forth.
Se quedó sin balas. Se metió.
Quite find the target. Riverside picking up a big leaderboard elimination right there.
That is where I think nerves get to a little
100%.
bit. You mentioned top 6. He's thinking in the back of his head. Got a good game here. Moving into the $1 million prize pots. And instead, Riverside wins a fight that looked impossible to win and is now set up on top of the mountain with near max HP.
Quick look back here, Bug, current leader. Look at the shots through there. Shakes the hands off a little bit, blow off some steam. His arrow goes down inside. Very, very accurate player, Bug. See Bizzle, the top left of your screen, one of the more well-known players, like I said, one of the most consistent players, Jack, in all Fortnite that we've ever seen. With the speed of the builds up here, we're going to try and get a little bit of a higher view. Doesn't want to be stuck down too low in case there's players rotating. He was dropping the ball soon. There's pressure being applied on others and ops into that fight as well.
And if you look at where Puka is right now, on the remap, the closest player on the west side of that zone. Safe, and everyone has to move right towards him. Also, 6 minis, near max builds, 4 shadow bombs, 2 launch pads, a shockwave. Buga knows what a fantastic position he's in. If he can make it to late game, he basically has guaranteed placement points.
His way through here.
Platique, no me acuerdo cómo fue
Leftover collection. We'll do some picking up inside, pretty lucky finds inside here. Quite a few materials. Flint knife. He deployed a ton of minis. Pretty optimal loadout for mid-range coils depending on who's pushing him.
Sí, me acuerdo que se le cayó, ya lo traía en la lucita.
No shadow bombs. Does have to slip. As soon as he's away from that thing, flying, he can establish a base, but making a move after that's going to be tough. He is getting attacked from literally every angle on the way in. Players from all sides taking shots. He's going to have to try and push his way through for elimination. Or this area almost immediately. What a tough spot to be in. Shots from both sides. Puts the trap down in anticipation of somebody pushing in. And literally cannot
hasta igual se paró como se quedó igual como que ¿quién me está ese Buga es el que va en primero, ¿no? Ahorita no vi en qué lugar va.
We're all going to get damage tags, and when the storm surge just popped up, everyone feeding for a little bit of damage.
Sacan las manos, ¿no?
Thankfully for the players in the lobby.
No, al último no, pero
people need to drop the storm surge goes away, so I don't think it'll come into play too much.
All I can imagine a situation like that right now is from the Pro-Am, Tim the Tatman getting shot at from multiple sides.
Yep.
It's just
that was funny. That was funny when
you were one of them, I think.
Yeah, no, my teammate Sean eliminated him. Tim, we beat to the Tatman on land and outplaced him as we take a look at players stacked up all on the west side of the zone. People at home don't know that we're literally looking at Tim as we say that, which makes it better. So, launch pad used by Booga right away with 2 launch pads and all this other movement. He just need to survive this movement. And guess what? This is a zone on the high ground. It's directly on this mountain. So, for pretty early on zone, it's going to get awkward right away. Booga has made it in, but it's taking a lot of damage. We'll use some minis to get back up to 150. Has made it to the zone. Benji Fishy just below, who's currently top 13 in this game.
Player G still has a little bit of a high ground advantage. Just going to look back at players and build his way up. See if he can spot anybody on the move. This position still very, very good. The edge of the next safe zone. 2 seconds until that pressure starts to apply, and a lot of players you see in the minimap have already started to rotate in. They're making their moves now with shots from Bugha and many others as these players are flying in. Launch pads, shadow bombs used in situations like this, and no shield on that player. Bugha right now has a total of 16 elims today. King is in second with 15.
That's all it is. You just get set up in the zone, fire people who have to move through the storm. It's the common enemy. Every player in the lobby. Issa did just go down to class, and they also saw Vivid drop a couple moments ago. So nothing really from Vivid in that game, unfortunately. Bugha one of them so far. Continue to look on now. Here's the perspective of the drop coming on in. Everyone's made it up on the mountain right now. Still some people on the edge. You see the likes of Cease still alive. Clips, Safe, Creo, Cosmic, Skype, who earlier on took home a game of his own in game 2.
Quick note, by the way, Riverson, who we saw eliminate the 6th place position, has gone down himself in 4th. He is out of this game. 44 players, reversing your feed, going down to Dementos. And we are not even at placement position just yet, and we're looking at the 6th to 7th circle transition starting in 10 seconds. Everyone has to move. The people that have the best opportunity to take shots back, they're going to be able to pick up a lot of eliminations. The player's going to be on rotation. Things are about to get real tough for a lot of people.
So they just wait how to hold and roll. Now, I don't think
Mira, hay 42 ya en esos pedacitos.
this is going to be a long rotation if we want to make that happen. Why? It's up top at the moment. Bugha, you see it flying on over with the shockwave grenade. Setting up, always getting ahead of the zone as far as possible. Pika there as well.
Take even more shots at players on rotation. Very smart plays. The shadow bomb, and he still has 3 more, so this rotation better be a good one. Have a chance to get ahead of a lot of people here.
I really do love this. He knows how close he is to placement points, and he's got such a lead right now that unless someone has a monster performance, if he just gets placement points, makes it to the top 25 again, with just 2 games left, that could be really all he needs to secure this Fortnite World Championship. And he got the zone. The zone's going back his way, but Bugha goes to edit out, and there's a shotgun waiting for him. Down to under 50 HP, frantically trying to pop these minis. The spray coming up through. Can our leader hang on to placement points? Storm Surge activated on some of the remaining players. Bugha peeks out again for a shot. Not going to connect yet. 32 players left. Shadow Bomb being used. Can Bugha make it to the top 25? 3 more points. Give me the difference between making it as our #1 player today or 2nd place. Bugha's still bouncing up. 30 players left. Just so frantically looking around for potential victim.
You'll notice as soon as they're box to box, right next to
Este cuate, mientras se mantenga en los primeros lugares, puede ganar.
26 remaining. 1 more goes down. He's going to pick up placement points. Keep an eye on the feed just to see only 1 elimination remains. There it is, 25. He's already in the placement points now, so pushing even higher on the leaderboard. Everybody left picks those points up too, but as we move, players starting to drop left and right. Sky still sitting on a baller, as well as Fatch Pika with the ultimate high ground, and Bugha right in the middle, right in the thick of it, look at the outside. That's a very smart play. In that moment, you have a baller flying. No, you don't want those players on a lot of those. Take the shots to break it out, maybe force an engagement.
Ya sabe que ya no tiene materiales.
Out of builds, no movement items. Made it to top 15. For me, this is already a fantastic game for Bugha. You got placement points.
Ya, yo agarré materiales de ahí. No, no más. Sí la va a ganar,
He's back up to near full HP, and he's in the top 10, and he's got all the materials he could ever need. Bugha, how are you making
Quedan
this
8 y ya está en los últimos. Y tiene 3 kills todavía.
Bugha at 3 limbs, still ahead of
Y agarró un buen de material,
Absolutely win this game, Dr. Lupo. 2 away from 4 placement points.
Ajá. Murieron 2 ahí. Uno mató al otro y este se echó al otro.
The green pump, 6 minis and a campfire, 42 builds remaining. He's just looking. 5 players left. He is sitting in one of the best spots I think he could have possibly imagined. Creo picking up the
4.
He is
¿Y ves la
sandwich
construcción?
between Pika, Piza's Creo on the ultimate low ground. He's looking for any chance to pop through when a player is not looking to get a shot in. Might be enough.
Sluts Max, one player below. Luga just staying ahead of this. Has only taken one score pick so far. Player up top fighting, player down low fighting. Can Buga make the impossible happen? Dodges the trap as well. Taking a little bit of small damage. Buga's gonna make it
No manches.
It's all good.
He's done what he needs to do. He knows how important that game is. Now we're in our top 3.
Se quedó de, bueno, por lo menos quedó en tercero. De hecho, no, en cuarto. Estaba hay 3 ahí.
All the way down low.
0 builds in Pika's inventory. It's going to be tough. He's going to have to lock in for the fight. Cannot connect. Jesus finds that elimination. Creo gets the final one, and game 5 goes to Creo.
I don't know if anyone caught it at home, but what he does right there is flint knocks the opponent, hits him for that body damage, and then shoots him into the zone. Great game for Creo right there, and you see repping his team. Woo! Launching up in the end. Here it is, the final moments. The zone a fully closed zone.
Y sigue saliendo apoyito.
You see, health advantage was to Pizzas. Pizzas would win that game, but a full damage flint knock connects and swings the tide in his favor. Here it is one more time. Boom! Right to the chest, sends him into the zone.
Todas las posiciones ahí.
From Creo as he takes game 5, the victory royale, 10 points plus his eliminations. Jack, we still have one more. We do. We still have one more game here at the Fortnite World Cup Finals. I don't see any way that Buga's falling on first. He absolutely popped off. We're about to take the first game.
¿Le vas a dar a tu mami?
1 or 2 points in. Oh,
there it is. 1 or 2.
Todavía va en primera el Buga Buga. No manches.
Far and away in first place.
No le van a ganar,
Gracias,
47 ocasiones de 32 puntos. Mucho que la pierda, nada más se tiene que ir cuidando toda la partida. Y muchos van a ir tras él al principio para que no gane. No sume más puntos. Mungués quedó en el 15. El Tifo no quedó no va en ninguno de los primeros.
30 points away from first place.
You need a 20-plus Olympic game with a victory royale and 0 for Buga. Good luck, have fun, but we do have Jordan Fisher on the floor. One of our members of that last
playing held right here at the very end. It's such a high-caliber game. Again, another stacked lobby right here at the end. You're hoping for some lucky health ticks in your favor, and that happened. Thank God for the best reaction for the wins so far today, in my opinion. Where's your headspace at going into this last game?
Right now, I'm on 3rd. I just need to clutch up, make sure that I don't make any dumb plays. I just keep on and keep on playing.
Well, it's great work. Fantastic job. Great victory royale. Back up to you guys.
Great to hear from Creo right there as he takes game number 5, the nerves in those final moments. You saw the celebration. I think he almost couldn't believe how it all ended on up. But victory royale, you know the difference between 21st and 20th is over $60,000. And a win like that, with how close the standings are, could make the difference between earning $50,000, which is still great, but $112,000, which is to follow. But we're not quite ready for Game 6 yet. We do have Balla over on Unreal Island with some analysis of Game 5.
Guys, I do have that, and what a performance here from Buga today. Every single game almost placing consistently in the points and finding himself some eliminations as well. Only falling in that second game early on. We're going to take a look at some of the eliminations that led him to a top 5 finish here. Buga, first off, breaking the baller on the side of zone, making sure that he knows exactly who's moving in. Why is he moving in with the baller inside of the zone, inside of the center? And then as well, getting an elimination here onto Fluja
absolutely amazing job by Booker there. He actually got into top 5. So an amazing finish. He's got 2 points from that, plus all the other performances, other placements in that match. We've got only 1 match remaining. Just like you guys said, it has to be a big one for somebody to overtake Booker at this point. So Lupo, Courage, please close this out.
Thank you, Paula. As you know, so much on the line here this weekend at the Fortnite World Cup, but it is not the only thing that people are excited about with Fortnite right now, Dr. Lupo. There's always so much going on, and I'm sure a lot of people in this sold-out arena know this week it's time for a new season. And you guys want to see the first tease for the new season of Fortnite? Ooh. Yes, we do. I have not seen this before. Oh, but Epic told us is think back. August 1st, 2019, the next season of Fortnite. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is, Dr. Lupo?
CD in the third, I bet, is going nuts right now. Jack, Dusty Depot.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys excited for the next Fortnite season? Be revealed. And my God, I get the chills right now. That's the first time we saw that. They didn't show us anything. It is. Oh my goodness, you see how excited everyone is. And we are moments away from the final game. Everything that's happened. You see the leaderboards. You see how far it is. You're good. You're up by so much. What's the rest of this lobby thinking right now?
It might at this point be a battle for second place, Jack. Such a lead right now. Booga showing why he feels as though he deserves world champion. And at this point, I mean, you can't really blame him. He's playing out of his mind, playing incredibly intelligently. Positioning is key, and he's going for placement every single time. Showing why he's on top of the leaderboard.
I can't believe he is so far and away the best. It has been something that I think a lot of people expected to do well, but this well, anyone to perform this well, be this far ahead, unbelievable. In a stacked lobby like this, folks, use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Tell us your thoughts on the teaser we just saw, on what you're expecting from these final games, on your thoughts overall on the World Cup. It has been such a blast to be at this point. I cannot believe the road from where we started to here. These online qualifiers, everyone coming on in, the big names, the teams getting involved. Fortnite competitive is at a fantastic point. And with the millions watching online, I think it's a testament to how well it's going.
Absolutely incredible. See a look down at the players getting ready for their final match of the day. 6 games total, the end of this next and final match. We will find out who
La última ya. ¿Ya vas a cerrar rápido?
the solos competition is. If you're online, make sure you get some shout outs to those that you think climb the board. It is still everybody's game. Crazy comebacks before. It would not surprise me to see it again. Jack, going into this last match,
yes,
the nerves for some of these players probably at an all-time high.
Yes.
You have to realize there's going to be more after this, though.
Oh,
Estás bien sudada, mi amor.
This is not the end by any means. Yes,
Aguas no.
the
A
biggest
veces
event
te vas a pegar
in
en tu
competitive history, but there is still
No, vas a ser bien fea tu trenza ya.
the new season coming out.
Fíjense, te ves
More to be announced, I'm sure, very, very soon. All I know is the players are getting loaded up and ready. You see them all looking around. What an experience this must be for all of them, their families in attendance. It's their first ever gaming event. Not a lot happens in the Northeast because how expensive it is to run events in this area of the country, but Epic do it, and they did it in style. What a fantastic venue. The March Hall performance earlier, I saw how excited everyone was outside at the fan events too. It's been so cool, and I've been so kind of gaming events at these points. It might just be, that's all I know. I keep looking around, seeing everyone. It's exciting.
Ya, pues Dios.
Back on in after the bathroom breaks, waiting for this last game. We appreciate your patience as we just hit the lobby.
Es que mi
All
papá
set
está
up, wanna make sure
vicioso porque se le echó
all
una
set to
mierda.
go. Remember, after this ends, it's really, yeah, you don't just rush on out to get home. go back outside of the fan experience, we're the proud of the champion. We're the proud of the champion. Want to be here for that big moment. Congratulate them. Celebrate the achievement. The trophy. They're going to get that trophy from the players because
Definitely $20 if you charge down there and grab that thing right now.
I almost threw the headset down. I almost threw the headset down and I thought, you know what, if I don't do that, my career is much more worth it, I believe. Again, you know, look at these lobbies. You played on these setups the other day. You can't really create it. You just sit there. So you're looking at the leaderboards, and we're used to in-game tournaments, right? So we go and see the prize pool and see how the solo and duos you see there on the screen. The solos, you know, competition is there. You click compete, and the prize pool pops up in-game at $3 million for first. And it, like, that's what first said to me that we were actually rolling.
It's right there on the screen in front of you. It's real. Two of the fan favorites, Dubs and Mega, on your screen right now. I gotta love that kid's
No, estás comiendo dulce, déjala.
Yeah, there's Isa who
Apúrate a comer
Vas a
eso.
tirar ese vaso de vidrio. Dámelo, dame el vaso.
So much pressure for these guys. And look at the fans around the venue. Everyone excited for these games to continue.
Siempre sacándote tú el calzón.
Skins in the background. The chicken is battling. We're battling. Number 6 provided some of our fans in the venue today. Rio again, our winner from that last game. Thoughts going through his head right now. Must be, I've got to rise this leaderboard. I've got to get as high as possible. Reverse recently announced a member of TSM. Always seems like something's going on in Fortnite competitive. What's next to come, right?
This is Squinkleito.
Is there going to be more focus on trios? And a lot of people have been looking forward to that. Teams now switch up after seeing this performance. Do you think teams begin to switch up if they're going to play trios and who they should have in their, on their squad?
One of the things I've noticed watching a few trio tournaments that we've seen over the last couple of weekends, teams really have kind of mixed who they typically play with. That being said, one of the things I love the most about watching those is that the groups, it's always changing. And I think that exemplifies just how connected the competitive community really is. A lot of these players, they're all friends. We see Skeptic holding up the L on the camera, which is very funny. People doing emotes on each other after elimination in game, but at the end of the day, there's really kind of no bad blood between anybody because they all recognize they're all here for the same thing. It's a competition. On top of that, it probably doesn't hurt that they all take home $50,000 at a minimum, right? Every single player. So that definitely can't hurt. But real quick before we move on, Jack, I just want to ask: did you ever think that any of these players, the list of names, did you see these players at this event? I mean, we watched them grow and change over 10 weeks of qualifiers. We saw people kind of rise up out of nowhere sometimes. And the other side of that, we have players like Tifu, who've been well known for forever. It's amazing to see the list.
No, for sure. There's players that I think a lot of people expected to make it in, but didn't. All I know is there's been one player who's dominated so far today. It's Booga, and Sundown is over on Unreal Island with a breakdown of how he made it to this point.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage. And with one match left in the Fortnite World Cup final, one match to put everything on the line, the Sentinels player, Koga, has dominated the entire competition. He said from the very beginning, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to do me. I'm going to challenge every single player. I'm going to play aggressively. I'm going to look to get in their faces, get in the end game. The player who qualified from the start made a name for himself after the host and continuing running through. Let's take a look in the Summer Games eliminations and how he's been able to build himself a 15-point lead over the best of the best in the world. And he's doing it by intelligent rotation, getting to the far side of the zone, and then hitting his shot. Kid, Bugga says, bring the rest of the lobby on. I'm looking to go aggressive. We talked about King and his shoot-first mentality, but the difference between King and Bugga is Bugga chooses his spots when to go. He knows when he needs to hold off, when he needs to be safe for a second, and when he can go aggressive. You see him stall just for a minute there against Rio. He's pushing in to the top 3, and he is able to execute the game plan, come up with the victory royale. They keep pushing for it. Now, again, you know, right now, he has 0 elims, able to pick up one right there, but he's chasing back into the front. He's not looking to run forward. He's looking to catch it afterwards. The same thing that's dropping down, picking up Kinzo, breaking the trap. In this one in particular, incredibly well done. This infantry rifle laying down the shot, able to pick that one up. And you know, the one thing I really like to see about Bug After, every single time he hits those shots, Real is just making sure he gets everything clean, no sweat going on him, no sweat indeed, because he's sweating out the rest of the lobby. If you see Sentinel Fogo running at you, you need to be defensive or disengage because he is not letting it go. He wants the top spot. He wants to be your wire leader, and he wants to make himself the best Fortnite player in the world. One more match left. Lupo and Courage, take it away.
Great stuff, Sundown. Yeah, tell the story of how our player in first place has made it this far. Again, we appreciate your patience as we just get a couple things sorted in the lobby, but I believe I've received word.
Giselle,
hasta más lejos. It all comes down to this. Millions and millions played online. Only 200 qualified for Fortnite World C finals, and this is the last game. The battle bus has launched one more time. The Fortnite World Cup finals ends right here.
All players on your screen there, Jack. Bigger sitting in front of everyone thus far. Amazing lead. Rio, the winner, previous game. There's your top 10 on the left side. Song, Rio, Skype, Nate, Riverside, Rocks, and the rest. Average placement thus far, 25th. Rio only 8 eliminations with 30 points. Now put in 3rd place thus far. One thing to remember too, yesterday, Nate and Scott held our lead. 5 has been in the lead for all 5 games. He has never lost the first place spot. He heats up the same fate. Or can we close it out right here? By the way, Pennsylvania 16-year-old player qualified the very first week.
Gisela, hazte para allá. Está comiendo su hermano. ¿Cuál?
Instead of $3 million, you're going to walk on in and say, I quit.
Can't wait for him to get home. You imagine he wins $3 million here. Parents going to ask him to take the trash out.
He's very early offering fights. He knows that as well.
Four to go down in this match is Skype, who is in 4th place.
Already.
Ya, Naomi, cálmate.
Interesting load out that gold combat very early. That's a very solid pickup to start this match. Single shockwave remaining. Legendary grenade launcher from them in this one.
Shot comes on through. Not able to get it done as of yet. Blaster still feeling up. Just get back to 75 HP. We look like T3 picking up an elimination.
You see the whole thing play out. 90 players remaining. The first circle starts to close in 50 seconds.
Una mezcla con más de cocodrilo.
Player down below. Going to see if we can take shots here in a
No te
second.
enojas.
So I'm going to roll all the way down. Looks like no engagement.
Y si él deja eso ahí, yo se hubiera quedado tus
Two
nalgadas.
players that have faced off against each other a number of times. They go for the wall. And in fact, gets the handle inside and pushes on through. A solid aggressive play. Would pick up his first elimination of these
Very clean and level in the Arcos Fortnite World Cup run. Solid performance going on. We'll see where he stacked up with the rest of this lobby when it's all said and done. Reminder, this is our final game here tonight. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Get it trending just like yesterday. Alongside the millions of people watching online, Sam, who is our player as well, near the top of the leaderboard. What did he do this last game? Did he get track to try to catch up to Buga, who was 15 points ahead in first.
Déjalo ahí.
Ya déjala, ya no va a haber cumpleaños.
No va a haber nada para tu cumpleaños. No, porque no entiendes. Eso no es tuyo.
Total points in just the last match. I think that says a lot about what is possible.
Pero no agarres cosas que no son tuyas. Ese es de tu hermana. Te vas a acabar la pila. Ya cuando ella lo quiera ocupar, ya no va a tener pilas.
Pushing down to the outside. Does in fact get the wall replaced. Are you kidding me? Used the shockwave to get down the wall. The player inside was smacking out. That's unbelievable.
He basically called the bluff. He called the bluff. The guy was trying to break the wall to secure it for his own. Pika was like, okay, break the wall for me. I'll just replace it my own. And he does just that. Pika, full HP, 2 slurp juices, 6 minis. A very good assault rifle with a shotgun, but it looks like the aggression doesn't end here. Wall and city burgers.
Estoy aprendiendo técnicas.
¿Solito avanza?
Sí, solito avanza.
I do not believe
No,
in
tienes que
being
hacer para que avance.
aggressive there. Knowing that players may be a little sparse in terms of loot, he's trying to track Keemstar on the outside, rotating around the edge of Mega Mall. These two players going to end up on top of each other before you know it. Oh my gosh. Floor loot. Okay. A heavy sniper rifle.
Y en esta no van a jugar tan locos hasta el final. Te van a tratar de asegurar algo.
He's looking for it.
It's like that.
See him watching. Not in. Does use those all your cues to try and track down the opponent underneath. Pops the back out of the fight for just a second. Get a different angle. Pika's awareness inside Mega Mall is insane. Knowing exactly where his opponents are and exactly where to push. Already picked up 1 elimination using those skills. Can see if he can find a second player in the slip. Going for the line. Oh, and he can't quite connect.
Imagine what would happen if he hits that shot. He dabs afterwards. All right, this is mine. See you guys. Good Jay, the overrated player in the Mega Mall area. Slurps through the side, so Pika knows if he gets in the fight, he can get the elimination. Even if he's weak, he can pop a slurp, go grab another. Don't know what's going to happen yet. There's really on the screen, elevating and then pushing. A couple boxes of each other, maybe a fight breakdown here.
Snow rolling in the top right as well. Now the ball. Edges there while we have quite a bit, a ton of damage taken. Meanwhile, back at that small town in the southeast corner of the map, Banning, Arkram, back in 1v1. Most likely, honestly, round 6 of these two facing off the beginning of these games. 73 players up, the Storm right on their backs. We're going to start moving here in a minute, but these two decide to fight it out right now. He fades through the floor, could have opted to go up, misses the shot, a little bit of damage, and a 140 going to opt for a mini. Even just the 10 shield might be enough to save him from Arkram. Let's see here, Dresser the stink. Just trying to find a top down and kind of lead the shots on what may or may not be a build out from Arkram. Like doing Arkram drops all the way down the campfire. He'll drop that on one corner. Effort to push Arkham out of the box. Unbelievably, honestly, what a shot from Arkham, the bottom there. Quick edit in the ceiling, shot comes through.
Very similar between the two. Slight advantage to Arkham right now.
Have to imagine that almost every one of the opportunities here has played out so complexly. If we're watching this right now, I guarantee you this is not the first time we've seen it. What a shot, a quick flip and edit on the ramp.
It's cat and mouse. It's literally cat and mouse in this fight.
This is one of the most insane things we've ever seen. 64 HP remaining. Bandits going up the map all the way to the top. Maybe the campfire down. The second gets dropped in. Gonna have to wall against that. The ramp will save him. One chance for the minis is going to roll off. Still back and forth between these two titans. The campfire goes down. As soon as that wall edit happens, the ramp inside to prevent any push from the opponent. Also finding another angle might be getting an option just where the campfire goes going to have dealt a lot of HP back to them. Shot through, can't quite connect. Here we go, pressure up top, and the pyramid finally, the storm deciding it's time to play the fight out. And Manny goes down.
Hey, great fight though, man.
That was insane.
That went on for a full 2 minutes. I love that we got to keep our eyes on that, but moving across the map now, it's Pika. We were complimenting so much on how easily he can use these boxes in Mega Ball, how he can navigate these areas. It looks like that same exact pattern is continuing. It's Squishy, who's at a major health disadvantage, but as I say that, does hit a quick little shotgun shot that I think will push Pika away for a moment. Reassessing his move, maybe a misclick that looked like he didn't really use that.
They're trying to take some sort of aggressive stance soon. A minute on this storm before it closes. He's not in the next safe zone. Charging the beat, picking up an Elam. We're down to 68 players remaining. Outside of that 70 range, where the storm starts to tick on him.
Pika, no in place yet.
He's just trying every chance he can to take these balls. This is the speed of these players. This is some insane.
Ese también está de
insane stuff. This is why he's here at the World Cup. Can't quite hit the shot. He did a reset, took the other corner out, just as the opponent on the side takes a shot with the shotgun. Can't quite connect. Still going to his wall. Puts his big hit there, down to 16 HP.
He's got the max. He's got some trouble building, so with the zone pushing as well, this looks like it's going to be a shadow bomb first. Pika is actually going to dive into the zone to make his path a little bit less predictable. He won't take the long route. And hell, he's got a launch pad. I'm going to tell you right now, Pika is not happy. Yeah, you see him kind of sigh right there. Uses both shadow bombs. All the materials he has. He goes in one wall, getting boxed up for safety. Uses one of his launch pads to. Not a fun spot to be in. Pika looks still taking one box.
He's got a campfire. Does he have to put it down? But the fear at this point is if he puts that campfire down, it's like a signal flare for anybody around. This is the box to push. Meanwhile, Dusty Divot flying across, landing near more opponent builds potentially. Left down shots at the target he's right next to. He's in this box alone, you see in the mini-map. A handful of players around Dusty Divot. Clicks, reverse, Bizzle, you see on the top. Too far out there.
The Clicks is actually one of his trio partners. The previous trio cup that has. They're fighting each other right now. He uses that shot bait. Wow, there is some good nearby, but player challenges him to back up the opponent rebounds. Oh yeah, we got a fight here, Tifu. 1 versus 1. Isn't Clicks not exactly sure? It is Clicks.
Tifu, échale ganas, Tifu.
Versus Clicks. Veteran versus the up and comer. Tifu back after the moment. Looks like another player nearby. It's Clicks will just say no.
Que no trae diadema, ya es vuelo.
Coffee goes down elimination feed. Cease goes down elimination feed.
Voy a buscarlo allá abajo.
No storm surge in this one.
Va a estar ahí abajo.
Picking up an elimination. It's first of this
Creo que
match.
estaba en el ropero.
Just another point between him and second place.
Consistency so key, and Muga has embodied that today. Only one bad game. The rest have been absolutely electric. Muga's just sat up
Ya
with the high ground
descanso.
in the zone.
Estoy aprendiendo técnicas nuevas.
Patiently, but sloppy to drop on down. Snake gets one box away from the opponents. HP needs to perfectly edit one of these walls and get a shot down range. Not sitting in front of nobody. Expecting to drop in, that's exactly what happens. He's finding the patterns and how his opponent likes to play these box fights. This team with no healing and his opponent jumping back up. You gotta think his shields will be replenished and Snake's busy before punches him No shields, Paco catches himself. We're going to hold the edit on this pyramid. He's looking for a chance to push Martin. If one arises, we'll have to see. Snazy's hope may be to catch him off guard. There we go. Here's the shadow bomb. Going to raise it up and away. Use that redeploy and try to make his way into the safe zone. Only 54 HP. He's not quite safe yet, but now's the chance to look to the right. Get a couple shots, player inside the box as he lands right next to him. And it through, and Rogue Shark sets the trap and gets him. Tough play there. Clicks. Meanwhile, one elimination, 62 builds. Two shadow bombs. Underneath the plateau of Dusty Divot. Reverse down there as well. Deeper in the edge. Sneak, Zate. So many players stacked up near each other. And oftentimes you do see players utilizing the already built structures for easy wall replaces. No surprise. Popped up next to him. Inventory looks great. He just doesn't have a lot of ammo. Imagine he picks up one EM on someone who is can kind of fill those numbers up. It seems to be a great spot for making 7 RPGs. Still very, very good. 69 total builds up to 60 now. 56 players remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final game of the solo competition here at the Fortnite World Cup. It literally all comes down to this. 5 players will become millionaires right after this game. Let's just think of this turtle in. Was it launch pad? Some great loot.
Es lo que vende plásticos al principio del mercado.
Right, this is one of those moments where you're just thinking, Ben, literally flying past the windows of opponents, going to land on top of the second structure. Somebody underneath, layering out 86 build, still has another launch pad. Has a boogie just in case maybe a baller rolls past close enough. You can bring the player directly out of it. Try and pick up that healing, jump into the baller and roll away. And then clutch situation, the boogie bomb can give you an opportunity for a free shotgun shot on someone that may be unsuspecting. The loadout here, look at this, 2 campfires, 10 redeploys, 2 shockwaves, 6 minis, no medium ammo, Jack.
A crazy note with Joe When the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers started, Blue qualified in East 1, in NA, in first place. From the moment Fortnite World Cup started, he finished atop the North American region. And now, in another spot again where it can happen, and he's just dancing up top. He knows, really, this is his to take, unless someone has legitimately the best performance ever in the history of a Fortnite competitive game. Booga should be a Fortnite World Champion. Tifu and Benji Fishy fighting on the bottom right of the screen. Sam is trying to contest and take that throw. Replay did get his first limb of this game, and you see the fist bump right there. That was clicks. He gets cut down.
At this point, 51 players remaining. This lobby is going to get very, very tight. Going into this match, Sam was 2 points ahead of third place, with 15 points behind first.
Talk about a lead. We've just now hit our top 50 in this game. Harper goes down. Sam, 1 elimination. Can he close the gap? If you think about it right now, he's still 15 behind, Ben. Boog is still in this game. What he needs right now, Boog to go down, and he needs 5 more limbs. And get through way out, but no! Sam gets caught off guard. It's safe. As that happens, Boog gets a limb. The pieces are falling into place, and Boog is about to call checkmate.
Team winner screen here. 3 eliminations. still has the launch pad. Pretty similar loadout. Not a lot has changed as he's waiting, biding his time, looking for eliminations up above the rest, though. Booga
hasn't had to move in 5 minutes.
Nope.
He's had a height. He hasn't had to move in 5 minutes. He's sitting so pretty. Here's how to live that we missed when Song got taken out.
Are you?
Esta me la llevo que me acompañe.
Look at my absolutely light. Quick one tap on
It's a gift. It's a gift. It's his birthday. That's about as free as it gets.
Booga might be the luckiest player with zone placement I think we've ever seen in a competitive Fortnite match. Sitting atop his tower, a castle of metal, unthreatened.
And he built it with metal earlier, and he just kind of hoped it would work out this way, and it did. He sat here for so long.
¿No está vivo el Buga Buga?
It basically sums up the leaderboard. This is the leaderboard in the game.
Va a ganar la copa el Buga Buga. Se llama Buga.
Nearby, no threats.
Pues yo le pongo como si fuera Bunga Bunga.
Everyone soaring. And this is where it picks up quick, folks. The final one.
Sí, ahí está. ¿Cuántos ha matado? Dos, O sea, sigue sumando.
Imagine.
Picking up a pair in the feed there. Flutterboys and Dubs both go down. Going to be two very good eliminations there. 38 players remaining. Top 25 is when placement starts to come in. And Booga is looking for shots on everybody flying around. Still has that high ground advantage. He's looking to try and contest it. Benji Fishy moving up as well. Baller still rotating the low ground. Tifu making his way across.
Pobre Tifu!
15 builds remaining. A tough spot. Let's see.
But can he survive? It's hit with elimination.
Continuing to drop whistle. Takamura, Zay picking up multiple eliminations. 30 players remaining. 29. You get closer and closer. Benji
No manches, Tifu.
in the box. Kurtz picks that one up.
Now at Tifu's Fortnite World Cup. Same drops off high ground for the moment. Boog is still alive in this game at the bottom right of your screen. Still a max HP. He's made it in the top 25. At this point, it's basically a victory lap. Yeah, he's getting beamed out of the sky, but he doesn't care. He'll drop on it, pop some minis. King on the top right at 6 limbs. The guy's an absolute crawler. The 13-year-old should be so proud of how he played today.
Lo tiene.
Another elimination. Takamura goes down.
Booga now into your top 20. Mongrel.
Sí. Y el Buga sigue sumando, va a 3. Quedan 20. Se quedó sin materiales, chale. Necesita echarse otro como en la otra, de agarrarle sus materiales.
Box fight for his life. A little back and forth here. He's waiting to see if this player rotates out. There it is, a big shot.
Ay, le quitó la material. ¿Ya viste? Ya se echó uno y le quitó los materiales. Casi tiene todos. No, sí, ya la ganó este güey. Se pasa de la... No tenía materiales. Se echó uno y pum, ya tiene 3 de material. Ajá. Quedan 13, no, ya. Es suya la copa. Es suya. Sería ganar el que va en segundo lugar. Y eso matando a varios.
He is absolutely dominating every single player he's run into thus far. First shot here with a couple of minutes. Off the way, pressure from above, but he's immediately going to wall that off. The kid's
top 10. He's smiling. He knows it. He knows it.
Absolutely ridiculous.
9 players left.
9.
It's Booga.
Buga Buga. El Bunga Bunga va a ganar.
There's all the remaining players. Running low materials, but he still wants more.
Ay, extrañado.
Sí, es lo que Lleva 4, Lleva 4. 5. Ya, pero ya. Quien quedó en quinto y se echó 5. Pues vamos a ver los otros. A ver quiénes son los peligrosos que le pueden quitar. No, son cosas que no habían ganado. Ese no lo había visto. Techup y el Crui ya es un video. Ya, esos no. Se acabó. Pero mató a 7 ese güey. A ver en qué lugar lo van a mandar. Ganó y quedó y mató 7. En una de esas hasta sube y les quita a los segundo y tercer lugar. Sí, ya se levantaron.
There's no way anyone beats him! Your Fortnite World Champion!
Sí,
¿Ese cuate dónde es?
creo que es argentino, ¿eh? No, el argentino era el King. No, hace gringo. $1,000,000.
History. Millions watching online, and folks, he didn't narrowly win. He absolutely took the best Fortnite lobby in history and taught him a darn lesson.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your Fortnite World Champion solo winner.
There's his family looking on. Hey, get double chicken. Get the extra meat, do the whole thing. He's buying. I'm going to tell you right now.
No es su familia, ¿no?
There's the dance.
La gente lo va. Ya, salte, chamaco, de ahí está jugando. Y ahora ven, $1,000,000.
We'll probably need security to get him to leave this arena. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up again for Buga, your new Fortnite World Champion.
Mami, tiene una medalla de ganador. ¿Qué es un ganador?
We have every single major Fortnite event up to this point, Dr. Lupo. I have never seen.
Pobrecito, el que ganó la última partida, ni quien lo peló. No, man. Se dice, pero ya todos estaban festejando con el los porque se ve su cara así, pero todos ya están echando de confeti ya.
The trophy presentation, by the way, is coming up very, very soon. But Jack,
¿Cómo quedaron los puntos? Así se los llevó de calle, creo, ¿eh? Unos 10 puntos de mínimo, a ver. De mínimo, no manches, se lo llevó casi por 30. Estados Unidos. El argentino quedó en quinto. Casi 60 puntos contra el segundo lugar que llegó en 33 puntos. Todos los demás iban parejos, ¿ya viste? Ah, sí, se lo llevó. Y no es uno, son 3 millones. 3 millones de dólares. Al segundo lugar se llegó en 800. Mongral se llevó 150,000. El único conocido, bueno, que yo conozco. El Tifu, ¿no?
¿Mandaron algo?
No, el Tifu no se llevó nada. Los 20 primeros lugares son los que ganaron dinero. $150,000 tampoco está nada mal,
This isn't our show, Jack. We absolutely need to pass it off. If you could, please, Golden Boy,
Te
take it
lavaste
away.
las manos cortas que fuiste al baño, ¿verdad?
got you covered, fellas.
Mentirosa.
What an incredible ending.
Vete a lavar las manos, córrele.
Welcome to the winner's circle.
Córrele.
Your Fortnite World Champion, Booyah!
¿Es de Estados Unidos este cuate?
Estados Unidos. A levantar la copita. Esta también la levanté y la compré por 200 pavos.
won't lie, I'm just here in my eye for you, bro. Congratulations. I'm just gonna ask the most generic question in the world. How do you feel right now?
Words can't even explain it right now. I'm just so happy. Everything I've done, the grind, it's all paid off, and it's just insane.
So the last game I noticed you changed it up a little bit. You decided to change the ground spot. At what point in that game did you know that you locked it up?
Pretty much, I got to center zone after getting like a llama, so it's pretty much just sealed from there. I don't know. Yeah.
Now, I know that you have some family here today. They're right there. Who you playing for here, bud?
My whole family, man. Sentinels.
And finally, you know what? I don't even think we need to say anything else. Give it up one more time. Your champion of the world, Booga!
Y no sé qué sea sangrón, ¿verdad? Ni nada de eso. De hecho, hasta se me recuerda un cuento de una película, no me acuerdo quién.
I want everyone in this stadium one more time. Put your hands together for this young man. He just made history. History. $3 million in prizes.
$3 millones de dólares, ¿ya ves?
The greatest Fortnite player in the world, hands down. There is not even
Ahí va la banana. Y la bombarda la oscurera.
And for all of us here in Arthur Ashe Stadium, we want to thank you all so much for joining us on this incredible journey. This has been the Fortnite World Cup Finals. This has been not only our event, not only his event, but your event as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the Battle Bus. This is what it's all about. The Fortnite World Cup Finals ends right here. The biggest day of their entire lives. 100 players, the battle bus is loaded. It is time. Shots coming in. No elimination yet.
Ganaron la primera partida, ¿eh?
Oh my gosh. By that storm, someone's going to be a bomb. He's still done an elimination onto Skype. He's still holding position. Does have the high ground, but he's out in front of him. And does.
Todos los que ganaron las partidas.
King wants to jump into your box.
Esta línea era bien buena, ¿no? Este pues. King. Y el Mugral era para que ganara ese y se la robaron prácticamente, ¿verdad? Última partida. No la ganó, pero casi, ¿eh?
No lo puedo creer. Iban muchos chingones. Hay que haber dicho, ¿no?
Sí, pero aún así se los llevó, no estuvo ni como que, ay, estuvo bien cerrado, mira, casi por 20 y tantos puntos de ventaja tenía. O sea, era muy difícil que le hubieran ganado, es como si no hubiera jugado y los otros hubieran alcanzado todas las demás partidas. El Tifue, ¿dónde quedó? Ya ni vi, a lo mejor quedan entre los 30. No, ya se me pasó. 60, 50, no sé si van algo, 50.000. Tifue quedó en el 67. Pero todos ya ganaron $50,000. Todos, parejo. 90. ¿Quién fue el último lugar? No mata a nadie. Arius de Corea, 50,000. Nada más por ir a concursar, casi nada más por ir ya tenía 50,000 garantizados. Hasta para haber estado en ese torneo tuvieron que haber estado buenas partidas. Dice la Java que ves que ni el ninja quedó en ese grupo, en solitario.
Fuga. También estoy peluda como estoy.
¿Qué? Todo un moquito.